Your morning just got more interesting. Distilled and barrel-picked for your listening pleasure. Bo Bishop, a local sports media legend. What William T. Sherman was to the Union Army, he is to Northern College football. A husband, a father, and middling youth sports coach. He's friends with Central Ohio sporting royalty.
Talking to Ohio State Athletic Director Ross Bjork. Coach Day walking on with us right now. Good to see you, buddy. Good buddy, Austin Ward. My good buddy, Tim May, the Tim May Show. The great Doug Lavery's joining us.
Hi, everybody. Dom Taberry here.
Oh, Reese came in and he handed me papers.
Yeah.
And then he said, "You see that button? That's the only button you need to worry about. Don't touch. There's 8,000 buttons in front of me." Oh, I didn't know what he was talking about.
The one that says on.
We blew the budget on this imaging, and only two guys answered our ad on Craigslist. Ryan Baker and Eric Reeser. Act accordingly. You're now listening to Bishop and Friends.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years.
All right, let's do it live. Day 2, Ohio State Fall Camp is underway. Bo and the boys for the next 3. Ross Bjork going to stop by. Close personal friend, Ross Bjork, is going to stop by at 9:30. So you have that to look forward to, which is nice. We're going to get a couple of segments with him. That'll be fun. 20 most interesting is well here. This is it. This is the one. And in this instance, this is the most interesting. So we'll do the Buckeyes as your 20 most interesting. We anticipate a player going to come by and join us coming up at 11:30. Not sure exactly which one, but I do think that there could be a little bit of star power. That'll be around 11:30 once practices wraps up here. We have talked a lot about NFLU, and this is an NFL camp being done on a college campus, upwards of 1,000 people here. I think much of Saturday is all the way sold out. It's incredible access. It's a very smart thing that they're doing, this ability to kind of weave the nostalgia and everything that's special about this place with this modernization that is cool, that is needed, that's necessary, honestly. Reese, there's money that needs to be made, but one of the things that you can't make sure doesn't happen is what happened yesterday, and that is what happened to Edric Houston. So this is the part, and this is something that Ryan said post-practice yesterday that really resonated with me. He said, we got to take care of each other. That is an NFL thing to say. When you have fans, when you have this early practices, when you have a 16, 17 game season, you have got to take care of each other. And it sounds like he just kind of got rolled up upon. Now, to your report, to what you just had it in the update, it seems like it's nothing major. Yep. We don't have timelines, none of those things. Maybe we'll hear post practice from someone on that. But that when you hear that take care of each other line, that's the one to really pay attention to, because that's an NFL saying. And that is, get your work in, don't hurt anybody. It's harder at this level. You're talking about 18, 19-year-olds that are fighting like heck to try to be on a roster, be a contributor. That's the one spot, though, you can't have it at D-tackle. You're thin there already. So that was a massive red flag yesterday. Hopefully it's minimal. That's great. But that was a massive red flag yesterday, what happened to Edric Houston.
Yeah, as the Handsome Update anchor said, the early results are it's not considered serious. That's from ESPN's Pete Thamel, but it goes back to points that Ryan Day's made over the past year that they can't just dip into a waiver wire pool and acquire somebody in the midpoint of the season. What you've got is what you've got. What you've got today, what you've got outside right now is what's going to carry you to January 19th.
Yes.
And we had talked for Ohio State, the 16 games last year, they almost want to play an extra game than they did in 2024 because you want to play for the Big Ten championship. So it's a daily siege to try to stay as healthy as possible, but you can't be scared to play football. And you definitely can't be scared of getting into it and getting at it every single day, as we are now 29 days, 28 and change away from Texas. This isn't hey, we've got a MAC opponent.
No.
This is Texas. And so you have to be physically, mentally ready to go from jump of that game.
Guys, I thought it was very interesting yesterday, by the way, and obviously Pete Thamel's great at what he does, and he's very in tune and locked in, but all of the Columbus media is out there and around this Buckeye football program right now, and ESPN breaks the news that, it's nothing serious. I just thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, it's a good point out of you. I do wonder how that came about. that they got that word to Pete and got it done because, yeah, I mean, we talk about that so often. ESPN now, I mean, for the last couple of years, they're not a partner anymore of the university. You're not in the business of with ESPN on really any front. And when we have Ross coming up at 9:30, one of the things that we'll talk to him about is, this extra weekend of Big Ten play. And is it just simply that they need the inventory? And my hunch is that's maybe it. You remember yesterday when we were out here and we were talking about right away they played the hits, ones versus ones. So yesterday on the field closest to us, Julian had all of the reps with the quote with the ones. It was kind of a split one. Well, to prove that we are doing everything equitable and fair, it is Lincoln Keenholz on the nearest field towards us now with the quote-unquote ones.
Mm-hmm. You see Caleb Downs out there defensively. Yeah, this is for the fans here in attendance to come out, and you're not seeing stretching. You're not seeing football drills. You're seeing actual football being played. And it goes to the point is you don't have a whole lot of time between now and Texas. So things need to get expedited every single day. Every single minute counts with this. You see on the clock on the far field, 2:15. 2:15.
Oh, yeah.
They have to they have to use every single solitary minute of this. And it's interesting when Ross Bjork comes on at 9:30, it's almost like it'll be Bishop and Bjork for maybe the 2.5 hours following that because he's got a lot on his plate. And so there's going to be a lot required of him and this athletic department moving forward. This is just a small part of creating new streams of revenue while also kind of giving back to the fan base that has given this program so much.
How much time do you think it would take if they said you can, how long would it take if I really wanted every question I have answered?
4 hours. You'd be dipping into Rothman and Ice. And they might be okay with that.
Well, AR.
I know they love
2-hour show on a Friday.
Press conferences, right. When Dave speaks during the regular season, they're like, hey, we're cool stepping aside for an hour.
AR's not here today, so you don't even have to worry about him. Just talk to Maddie.
Just talk to Maddie?
Yeah.
Maddie's like, oh, man, 2-hour show?
You could even text Mike and be like, look, we'll cut into the 3 o'clock hour a little
Mike
bit.
Could start his weekend.
Yep.
Mike and Timmy start their weekend. No, I mean, there's a lot to get to with him. It's one of those things where, there are just so many things that I want to ask him, and he is so frank and honest about all of it. So that'll be fun at 9:30 when that's happening. So, yeah, they just flipped it. I do think that in terms of the quarterback situation, you saw a very even and equitable split yesterday. They split the ones. We told you that yesterday where they had, yesterday it was Jeremiah and James Peoples with Lincoln, and then with Julian was Carnell Tate and C.J. Donaldson. Claire was with Sayin. Jelani Thurman was with Keenholz. So they just split the kind of the ones up evenly offensively to get everybody that same look. But I was talking with T-Bone and Tyvus, and I mean the Texas thing changes it for sure. To open with Texas, we kind of coined the phrase 10 feet tall and bulletproof. You need one of those guys believing that they are in 28 and a half days, you said. So I do think that the timeline on this is interesting. So they will have tomorrow they'll put on the pads, and then you should have another scrimmage between, to me, in like 10 days.
2 Saturdays?
Yeah. To me, in 7 to 10 days, I want to know who's starting against Texas.
Yeah, I think it was the Thursday before you got into Akron week was when Ryan Day announced Will Howard. But even when Coach Day joined us yesterday, it was a couple of days into camp where everybody knew this was Will Howard's operation. Without it being explicitly stated, he was the alpha. He was the alpha on the field. He was the alpha in the locker room. And while everybody's going to say, yeah, there's talent in this quarterback room, the leader has to emerge, like the actual leader of the team on the field, the leader in the locker room. That's got to be, I think, the emergence in the next couple of days here before the coaches, I think, get real confident to where it could be in that window you're talking about announcing a starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Because I don't think, and I don't know, and we might have to have Ryan Day back on to ask him if there is a timetable on when to announce a starting quarterback. If they've got one in their head.
He wouldn't give it to us.
Probably not.
In his head, though, we
get it with truth serum.
Yeah, truth. Yeah,
guys, this is from Patrick Murphy. He tweeted this out yesterday. Days when Ryan Day has announced his starter in the past. Will Howard, August 15th. Kyle McCord, August 29th. C.J. Stroud, August 21st. Justin Fields, August 19th.
I think this is most similar as a competition bake to Kyle and
even with the Kyle and Devin thing, they went to the first 2 weeks without explicitly saying who it was. It needs to be explicitly stated before you go to Texas.
Here's my
Texas.
This is the point. This competition is most similar to Kyle and Devin, but the reality is this timeline needs to be more like Will.
Yeah.
Because of who you open with. So you can't meander into the season the way you did with Kyle and with Devin because of who you're opening against. Now, you had to get ready for Notre Dame pretty quickly with Kyle. What was that, week 2 or 3? Week 2? Where you go to South Bend. So you had to get going pretty quick. But to open with Texas is just another one. I'll be honest with you, too. Like, one of the things I hope that we play games like this only forever. I view this very differently than I know Ryan does. I don't view this as any sort of thing that is going to harm you in any way with the playoff when you play in the first 2 or 3 weeks against a non-conference a powerhouse like that. I think it's something that will only enhance your spot playing a game like this, and the committee's always looked so fondly on strength of schedule, and this only adds to it. Ross Bjork's going to join us at 9:30. Coming up next, a lot in the sports world. We had football last night in the Hall of Fame game. We have football coming to Columbus. Professional football is coming. Will it hit? We will get into that, and apparently there was a trade deadline in professional sports as well. So we'll get to all of that. We're off and running on a Friday edition, Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
Head to 971thefan.com to listen on demand and subscribe to all our podcasts. Wasting time has never been easier. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
You know, it's not the shoes. It's what you can put in them that makes all the difference. Hey, it's Anthony. I've been a customer at the Good Feet store for a while now, and I'm all about my personally fit arch supports. They support my feet better than all the insoles I've jammed into my shoes over the years. And my Good Feet arch supports help me in a ton of ways, from overall support and balance to stabilizing my heels, and the fact they distribute my body weight, especially when I'm golfing. I literally have spring in my step now. Check them out for yourself. The free fitting is designed to help them understand you, your pain, and your discomfort. It's simple. Just stop by the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway or Stringtown Road in Grove City. You don't need an appointment, but you can certainly schedule one very easily online. Get back to living the life you love with the Good Feet store. For more than 30 years, they've taken great pleasure in helping thousands discover the comfort they've been dreaming of, just like me. Get professionally fitted at goodfeet.com.
Parents, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Go for it.
We're listening.
Yeah.
Are your teens good with money?
She's a good kid.
She's the
but
best,
yeah.
but...
I get it. Switch to Huntington Bank, and your teen debit card can really help.
Oh?
You can set spending limits, and your kid can track budgets, so they learn that money doesn't, in fact, grow on trees.
I think we need this.
Sounds good, yeah.
We feel you, parents. Let's get more from teen banking. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing, 614-NEW-ROOF, newmanroofing.com.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at tmobile.com.
We're rebranding our AM station, and the first order of business is bringing back the and show. It's been gone for 15 years. All the fun starts Tuesday, September 2nd on the yet-to-be-named 1460 The Fans HD2.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio,
So we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention, like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See, we didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Hey, Ohio! Don't wait! The Ohio State Fair is here now through Sunday, August 3rd. Experience fair favorites like the butter cow, livestock animals, shopping, delicious food, exciting entertainment, thrilling rides, competitions, and so much more. Make memories that will last a lifetime at the Ohio State Fair through August 3rd. Get your tickets at ohiostatefair.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A beautiful Friday ahead. Will be much more comfortable, less humidity, and comfortable temperatures in the low 80s with plenty of sunshine. And then for tonight, mostly clear skies overnight with our lows a crisp upper 50s. For Saturday, get ready for mostly sunny skies, dry conditions, and our highs yet again in the low 80s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Bobby Carpenter demands that you watch Morning Juice on YouTube. If you don't, Tito will move into your house.
Live at 6 a.m. on YouTube and streaming on the Fan app.
We'll read your emails on the air, but we won't tell you where to send them. Hey, we're not doing all the work for you. This is Bishop and Friends.
Indeed it is. It's broadcasting live out at Ohio State, outside the Woody.
Adjacent to Ohio Stadium.
We can see it, yeah. Day 2 of practice. The guys going through some stretching over there. You heard Meredith in the weather update talk about less humid. No, this is the best day we've had in 2025. I'm not mincing words.
Yeah.
We haven't had a day. We didn't have a day in spring like this. This is a bluebird, no humidity, currently mid-60s. This is heaven. This is a heaven day.
It's football weather.
It's pristine. I mean, you're going to have a lot of days like this in September because that's what we do. But to get one in August, and I've complained plenty, this is where it's at. This is really cool. You see Bob and his kids are right here in front of us throwing the ball around. My boys are over there throwing the ball around over there, so that's very cool. And that's the thing. It kind of plays into what we've been talking about, this weaving of, how intimate Ohio State football has to be for the state, and also how big business it is required for it to be to move forward in this college landscape that we're in. Speaking of big business, we have the UFL coming, Bake. Is that what I understand?
That's what the UFL and Historic Crew Stadium announced yesterday, that they are coming to town in 2026. I guess the UFL is relocating 2 franchises. We don't know which one yet is coming to Columbus, but yeah, they'll be playing at the old Historic Crew Stadium.
I think that's tough. I'm just be candid.
Oh, it is tough.
I think that's a very I think that's a tough thing if you're looking for. I don't know what the UFL is trying to be. I know they're trying to be a spring football alternate. I get all of that, but what's the big picture plan? If the NFL's involved, there's a roadmap for something that could be very useful and very, very popular. But right now, are they putting the priority on being it seems to me being a television product, i.e. inventory, or if they're also trying to build home environments? Because this town is ripe for it. I do think that stadium location is tough. I understand that they probably weren't going to be able to do it at lower.com.
No.
The crew would have no part of that or no interest in that. That's just me hypothesizing. And this place is too big. It's you can't do it at the Shoe. I think, Bake, you mentioned Ohio Wesleyan or something like that at one point up in Delaware. Selby Stadium, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Old Crew Stadium is going to make this tough in terms of this city really getting behind it.
I think what you need to do right away is Buckeye. Just load the roster with Buckeyes. I think what's being shown here at Ohio State's training camp, what's shown at the spring game, what's shown at the Cardell Jones softball game, is there's a love for former Ohio State football players. And I think if you get guys that are still looking to get into the NFL, I mean, I know the Cleveland Browns just this week signed a running back who led the UFL in rushing. So that pathway is still, while it's more informal of a path, I think that's still something that you can use. Like I think about a lot of the guys, like Mayan Williams, who dealing with a knee injury before his NFL draft chances, and he could come on for a UFL spot in Columbus. There'd be great fanfare around that. And then you kind of see where you can go in years 2 and 3.
Yeah.
But you make this as much of a scarlet and gray operation as I guess you're contractually allowed to do, because I know how tightly the Buckeyes hold to trademarks here.
Yeah.
And you make it kind of Ohio State adjacent.
So this speaks to what I'm talking about.
Don't make it black and gold.
If you had the NFL setup, the Steelers would love to have Will Howard play over here.
Yeah.
They'd love to.
Yep.
If they could get that partnership. Look, that's the differentiator. That's what allows for what you're talking about, where you have guys who are fighting to stay in the league or need reps, especially a quarterback, get that opportunity to play more games. Shedeur Sanders could use that. There's so many guys. Dylan Gabriel could use, so many guys who could benefit from it. I just think they're a long ways kind of a little bit away from that. So we'll see. Do we have any – who owns it? I don't even know that. It's all owned by the league? The league owns all the teams?
There are a handful of investors. I think for the news that came out yesterday, it was one of their newer investors in the league, the guy that owns Vitamin Water and Body Armor.
Okay.
So I think he's the money for one of the teams that's moving. Outside of that, it's a lot of people putting money into a pot trying to do spring football. So it's not like a Haslam operation.
Yeah.
Although my guess is if the crew were giving them their training facilities, the Haslams in some form or fashion would have had to give them their blessing.
That's true. Yeah.
Which gives me a little bit of hope that this could maybe in a year or two become something to an NFL spring league. Like I get The Rock and he wants to be involved, and if you smell, but maybe to The Rock I say know your role.
Yeah, and I think they had a brand with the XFL and they had a brand with the USFL, and they kind of lost both and tried to start from scratch with UFL.
Yeah.
They probably just would have been better by keeping the brand the same and the name recognition a part of it.
So, Reese, to what you said, Mike Repole, he's the guy that owns Vitamin Water and Body Armor.
Good product.
He was added to the league's ownership group yesterday, and he will have authority over its business operations. But, I don't know how they do, like, each team, if they have an individual owner or how any of that goes.
Don't let us name it, because Ohioans suck at naming things. So outsource that. Maybe here on the show, maybe we could be the exception, and maybe we'll name it. But we really struggle. We name things after the damnedest thing. So let's try to be better with that. All right, trade deadline. Give me.
The Guardians didn't trade Quan.
No Quan, so you win.
Good with that. The Reds, I think, bolstered some spots of need. Baker. I don't know if this makes them legit wild card contenders, but what? They're a game out.
I think actually heading into yesterday, Reese, they were 3 games out, whereas the Guardians were only 2.5 out. So they were actually behind the Guardians, even though they have a better record. Listen, they got a couple of right-handed bats. Ke'Bryan Hayes hit a home run in his first game last night. I don't know if any of this moves the needle, but at least they tried.
All right. And then Bieber goes to the
Blue Jays. They get a prospect that's been starting in Florida for a little bit.
Okay. We had the Hall of Fame game last night. So
who knew Trey Lance?
As I'm watching him,
helps when you see Kyle Allen, perform how he did.
I just as I flipped it on and I saw Lance, I just thought to myself, boy, you love kind of the lottery ticket taken on that. He was drafted so young. Kyle loved him coming out of North Dakota State. He only played 1 year. Brock Purdy saved him, because if Brock Purdy's not great,
he saved so many jobs.
Oh my God, Kyle and John Lynch are probably both fired if Brock Purdy's not great. And then so he gets behind. He's behind that. Then he goes to Dallas for a year. Obviously, they thought so little of him that they didn't even give him a shot really last year when Dak went down. They really didn't give him much of a look at all. So, look, it was good to see Ball back. That event is a really cool event. if you're there, we went the year Joe Thomas went in and went to the game to support him, and that was very cool. That weekend is very cool. It's pretty wild if you've been to Canton, like everything that they've done there. I know they have some issues there, so they paused some of the development. But it was good having ball back. But I will tell you that the boys and I were flipping last night, and I had forgotten we went to Ruby's for dinner, which was spectacular. And we had gone and flipped it on, and they were like, "Yeah, it's not real football, Dad. Can I get like Bootsy's like not real football? Can we get back to Bluey?" Okay, fine. You can watch some Bluey. So we watched a little.
That's the battle.
Yeah. That's the battle that they wage.
Yeah.
That's the battle that they wage. Yeah, so that was that it was cool to have it back. It's good to have it back. Look at this. I dare I say that I think Ross and I are in a very similar quarter zip.
You're twinsies.
It's a very similar quarter zip. How
good
about
look.
That? I mean, oh, you got the upgrade.
Well, yeah, he's always going to have one rung higher. As his access is slightly better than yours.
That's an upgrade he's got there. So the reason I got this one is I like the gray on the
nice.
block O. I like the gray block O. So that was the thing that was there on that. So there you go. So you get your trade deadline. You got the UFL coming to town. You had the Hall of Fame game last night, and we are off. Next week you're playing a full slate of preseason games. I can tell you what's going on out here at practice right now. They just finished the warm-up, finished the stretching, grabbing a knee, quick talk. My guess is one of the big primary things that Ryan Day is saying to his team right now is take care of each other. Have each other's back. And you don't want to scare like you had with Edric Houston yesterday. All right, this is an interview we always look forward to. He is, I said last year at this time when we had him on, he's the right guy at the right time to lead this athletic department. Ross Bjork going to join us in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
John, what are you doing? Get in my car. Why are you walking to work?
Thanks, man. It's these insanely high gas prices. They are draining my bank account. I can't afford to drive anymore.
Dude, don't walk. Just do what I do, because I never pay full price for gas anymore. I use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, you're telling me you get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code $1 for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code $1. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code $1 for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code $1.
It's been a great run. Care Heating and Cooling has achieved goals I could only imagine 30 years ago. But now it's time for the next generation to take over. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, I remember you saying that a family business should reflect family values, that a customer deserves to be treated with kindness and compassion.
And those values will never change. The reputation you built for being fair and honest is our greatest asset.
In fact, in 2024, Care was awarded a BBB Torch Award for ethics and named the Lennox Partner of the Year.
You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind. It's an honor to continue serving Central Ohio as a locally owned, family-run business.
So, whether you need a tune-up, repair, or just honest advice, Care is here for you.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
What's up?
What's up, man? What's up with you?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. For all your roofing, gutter, or siding needs, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Is that okay? Okay, yeah, there we go.
All right, here's what's up
Thank you.
on a Friday edition of the program. The voice you just heard is Athletic Director Ross Bjork. He joins us here live on set as we're here on day 2 of Ohio State football practice. Ross, thank you so much for the time, buddy. Always great to see you.
Absolutely. Good to see you guys. Sorry to cut in there.
No.
I was testing my headset here.
You were
at your house.
Everyone.
We're at your house,
No, this
man.
is great.
What a great day. Holy cow.
It's the best. I can say this with complete authority. It's the best weather day we've had in 2025.
Unbelievable. I mean, to have a fall camp August 1st, to have this
to have football weather.
kind of weather. Boy, I wish I would have had this weather back when I was playing. Back in Kansas. Humidity, it was always like, it was either like 100 degrees with no humidity or like 85 and just humidity just soaking, through your body. So our son started 9th grade football practice this morning at 7 a.m.
Okay.
Upper Arlington High School.
Go Bears.
And I told him, I said, you have no idea how lucky you are with this weather.
60?
Soak it in, buddy. So
I remember,
good to be with you guys. Thank you.
I remember last year when you came on with us, and one of the things that we touched on is it's a very delicate job that you're doing because you have to make sure that you preserve everything that makes this so special, the nostalgia, the warm blanket that is for the state, but also modernize in real time for a college sports world that is coming at you fast.
Right.
You've been on it a year.
Right.
How's it going?
Yeah, I'd say we're still having very similar conversations, right? We're still embracing a lot of this new era, identity of what college athletics is and should be and can be, while at the same time making sure that we understand that this is education. We are going to class as student athletes. They will receive a diploma. Most of our athletes are graduating. We have high graduation rates. And then the economic structure between the athlete and the institution, that's all changing, right? And so it has changed dramatically over really the last 5 years. So we can't forget our mission, our centric values of education, while at the same time more commercial activity, more embracing. I mean, this is the second year we did this. This never happened before where we sold tickets and had sponsor activation and you're monetizing a couple practices, right? And so those conversations are still alive and well. We will roll out some things next week around game day atmosphere at the Shoe, and that'll apply to all of our venues, but obviously the Horseshoe, Ohio Stadium, will be the focal point. We're calling it Tradition Evolved.
Nice.
Right? Okay, so tradition, but there's an evolution of things that can happen, and so those things are all being contemplated, all rolling out. It's been an awesome year. I think we've made a lot of progress in a lot of areas. There still needs to be some clarity around kind of structural things around college athletics, and we could have a whole 3-hour show. You guys are on 3 hours?
We go till 3 p.m.
Yeah, we could have a whole show on that. So, but no, it's been an awesome year for our family. We love it here. It's just been a great ride, and the journey is going to continue with just college athletics, and Ohio State Buckeyes will be at the forefront.
Are your kids like national championship every year? Like you win one year, one in football. Like
yeah,
this is
like
just kind of
hey, Dad, home playoff game, and then we're going to go to the Rose Bowl, and then we're going to go to the Cotton Bowl, and then that's pretty cool.
Every single year.
And we've been in some big bowl games before, but nothing like that journey. So, yeah, I think we spoiled a lot of people but we'll take it.
What was it? I asked Ryan this yesterday when he was on with us, because last year at this time, we kind of had an idea what it would feel like, but then to actually do it.
Yeah.
As you watched what a 12-team playoff would look like and how we navigated it, as our fans navigated it, our teams navigated it, what did you learn?
Yeah, one, I think we learned that now we have a great template that we can point to, whether it's player sort of durability, right, and having the right kind of depth and the right kind of roster pieces. You have the football pieces of it. We learned a lot about, fan engagement, ticket sales. We were really worried, like, which game would you pick? Okay, if you're a season ticket holder, you pick the home game. Most people did, right?
For sure.
And then am I going to wait to go to the quarterfinals? Rose Bowl, iconic. Hey, am I going to wait till the semifinals? Hope we win against Oregon, and then I think our fans did a great job traveling. I don't think anyone took a weekend off per se overall, and so I think we learned a lot about that piece of it. But we also learned that things can change and evolve. I think we learned a lot about what we can do for home games. We gave some great feedback to the college football playoff. It was kind of weird getting a trophy for winning the Rose Bowl.
So strange
because there's another game. And, I remember I took a rose stem, and I'm like, Coach Day, here you go.
Has to.
He goes, don't give that to me.
I don't need that right now.
He goes, the job's not finished.
You want a cotton ball? You're like, I'm good for now.
Yeah,
I got something else.
And we gave that feedback, do we need a stage, and do we need confetti, and do we need a trophy? And, look, you want to celebrate in the moment.
Of course.
But there's another game in 10 days. And so, those kind of things that we learned about it that we'll continue to, process. But no, it was an awesome run, and let's do it again.
I mean, the theme is more. It with everything. And,
yeah.
I heard you talking with Austin and Berm about taking Ohio State football and planting that flag in different parts of the state.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's an idea that it's throw stuff at the wall, see what sticks. If there's been ideas that have come to you and you're like, we're absolutely not considering that. There's no way Ohio State would want to have anything to do with X, Y, or Z. And I think last week, I think it was Michigan football said they're taking a home game to Germany next year. Is that something that you would consider taking Ohio State international?
We have to have 7 home games. We have to at the shoe. That the community deserves it. Our players deserve it. Obviously, economically, we know what happened when we had 6 home games. We did not meet a budget goal for FY24 because we only had 6 home games in 2023. So we would never give up a home game. But if somebody else wants to give up a home game,
of
and
course.
Look, Ireland has been a big draw for a lot of teams. We would absolutely look at that. Again, our brand transcends the state, transcends our country. It's international. We really have an NFL brand value at Ohio State, so we would look at that, but not at the sacrifice, of a home game. We just economically, it just doesn't pencil out.
I got an OHIO at the Louvre once.
See?
Yeah.
We could play in France.
It's international, right?
Yeah, you could play in France. You could play, at the Coliseum and Rome. I mean, we come up with all kinds of ideas.
You're going to open with Texas in 28 and a half days. I think it's critical that those games continue to be played.
Right.
Obviously, we know the efforts to try to make it something other than noon. It is what it is from a television partner perspective. But those type of games, to me, are essential for this sport.
Yeah.
But, you also see the other side of it. Like the goal is to get to the playoff. My view of it is that would not inhibit you in any way from making the playoff, win or lose. Where do you stand philosophically?
Yeah.
Because that's something Ohio State's always done.
Yeah. Look, I think we're still mapping out, okay, what do those games truly mean in the total analysis of the college football? Because, look, the goal is to be in the playoff and then win. Obviously, we want Big Ten championships, beat the team up north, of course, all those things. But the biggest prize is the national championship. And so we need to be in the playoff. But, okay, do those games, is it just be 12-0? It doesn't matter who you play. Is it be 11-1? Doesn't matter who you play. If you're going to play those games, they should have meaning. And so what I think we really need to define is, okay, what is the committee looking at? And then you get into the at-large conversation and the AQ conversation. Look, we're a believer that we should go to either 14 or 16 teams in the playoffs. And then we're a believer that, look, the Big Ten and the SEC lead the way, give us these AQ spots, automatic qualifying spots, but then you have to play your way into those spots. So I think there could be a lot more dynamic where the regular season truly matters no matter what, not just we're going to play 3 low-level games, we're going to win 52-3, and we're 12-0 or 11-1, right? So I think those games have to matter. I want to continue those games. But if we're going to have to just beat ourselves up and it's not going to give us any advantage, then I think you'll see a lot of those games go away, and I think that would be a shame. We have Texas the next 2 years. We have Alabama the 2 years after that. Then we have a kind of a break, but we brought Navy in 2029, and then we have Georgia in 30-31. We want those games to stick, and we want those contracts to live out. But the SEC has to make decisions. Do they go to 9 games? I was in that league for 12 years. We talked about it every single meeting, and they still haven't made a decision. So, they have some decisions to make around the structure, but those games matter.
The thing that I think is that makes those games it makes it also important is, and I think this is the thing, and I have some questions for you with some of Tony Petitti's thoughts. We'll get to those in the next segment, but just in terms of Ohio State, we went back and looked at it. In the last 50 years, I think Ohio State in a 16-team playoff would have missed it like 3 times.
Wow.
Like
50 years.
You're always there.
Right.
So this is the challenge is how do you balance, because this is me talking, that will never be an Ohio State problem needing to be an AQ. It will, in terms of this program.
Right. That's right.
You're going to be fine. You're always going to get in. You're always going to be fine. Versus also making, because I feel like the thing that makes this so challenging is what's best for Ohio State isn't maybe always best for all of the Big Ten.
Yeah, look,
that's their problems.
I think that's part of the equation, right? I mean, look, selfishly, we'd stay at 4. and probably be okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what the analysis would say the last 50 years
You'd be fine.
with 4.
Just fine.
Be just fine. I think a lot. Yeah.
You know, right? So selfishly, we could say 4. We could have 8. We could have 12. Right? We're fine with where we are. But look, I think what we have to do is we have to continue to drive value. If economics are even more at play now, how do we drive value? How do we have more content? Those play-in games would come with risk, right? 1 and 2, I think, would be protected. But if you're the 3rd-ranked team in the Big Ten and you're playing number 6 to get yourself into the playoff, what if you lose that game?
Yeah.
You know, are you still alive? So it would come with some risk, but I do think for the health of the game, for, you know, content creation, for value-driven propositions as economics become even more discussed in our era, the product is not going to go away. We're going to play games and we're going to go to class. How do we elevate the product around content? And so that's what I'm after. And I think, look, if we do our job right, we're always going to be on the right side of the economic equation and the competitive equation. And so I think we'll be fine. We just need to keep pressing these items.
One more segment? You got one more in you?
I'm good, yeah.
All right, we'll do one more with our guy, the great Ross Bjork, athletic director at Ohio State. We will continue on. Day 2 of practice is well underway out here aside the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Unlike your deadbeat uncle, we'll never leave you stranded in a ditch when you were 6. This promo may have been a touch too specific. The Fan.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use law enforcement siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention, like telling you if you get a speeding ticket, it doesn't end there. You have to pay expensive fines. You can't go to your friend's wedding because that also costs money. And your insurance rates could increase. See, we didn't have to use law enforcement sirens after all. Getting a speeding ticket has consequences. Sooner or later, speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris,
Texas,
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia,
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio!
Right now, save up to $434 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
And we're back talking all things connectivity with Spectrum customers Kev and Melissa. So tell us, how long have you been with Spectrum, and how important is a reliable internet connection?
We've been Spectrum customers since we moved 12 years ago. The first thing we did is sign up for Spectrum Internet.
You get a lease, you get it Wi-Fi.
Yes,
immediately.
We need that. We had Spectrum Wi-Fi before our couch got here.
That's true. That's a true story.
I'll sleep on the floor, but I won't go to bed with no internet.
You heard it here. Switch to Spectrum now.
Need help with budgeting, debt, or savings goals? CME's certified financial counselors are here for you. Free, confidential, and ready to guide you with real-life solutions. Let's tackle your goals together. Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit cmefcu.org for additional details.
At United Dairy Farmers, peach is our most popular ice cream. Although it's only here for a short time, we sell more of it than any other flavor. And once you taste it, you'll know why it wins the popularity contest. We make it from scratch by mixing in the juice from our hand-selected peaches and big chunks of fruit. That's what gives it that unique peachier flavor. And that might also explain why peach season at UDF doesn't last long. UDF Peach Ice Cream, made for you.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-426-VEIN. That's 614-426-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
Columbus, the Blue Jackets schedule is out. And you can lock in your seats with ticket plans starting at just 11 games. Don't miss a moment of the action. Visit BlueJackets.com.
The Buckeyes are national champions. And you listen to it all right here on The Fan. And next year when they do it again, it'll be here on The Fan. And the year after that, well, you know the drill. Always and forever, your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan.
Most people in radio commercials talk really fast. But we made this one for RV owners. Progressive knows they like the slower pace of RV life, like this commercial. And they know Progressive will protect their RV at a fair price with discounts. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Tim collects bobbleheads. A lot of bobbleheads. Baseball bobbleheads. Race car bobbleheads. Little Chihuahua bobbleheads. He's got an entire room strictly for bobbleheads. Does he need them? No. Is his wife mad about it? A little. But Tim works with Empower, and he got good at money. So he can be a little bad. Ooh, horse bobblehead. Classy, Tim. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
When General Sherman marched through Georgia, he was listening to this show.
Use your skills for good, young warrior.
This is Bishop and Friends.
Indeed it is, and broadcasting live out here, day 2 of Ohio State football camp. Athletic Director Ross Bjork joining us out here. Look, this is, I said this, been saying for 2 years now, this is an NFL training camp is what this is, and I told Pantone years ago, I'm like, you ought to just put a hashtag NFLU. Like, that's,
right.
do that, because that's really
Right.
what's happened here. This is the way an NFL team runs things. And that, to me, is very interesting because we are getting so close to an NFL model in how we decide a champion. You go to 16 teams, that's
Right,
part of it.
right.
I've always said that, to me, and I know this is probably not how you feel about this, but that a contracts and pay for play and the NFL model with salaries, Urban talked about that years ago, Saban did as well. How do you balance what is necessary and a lot of those NFL elements? And you mentioned the education, the diplomas, all of that. And we talk primarily about football, but you got 30-some other sports you're dealing with, too.
35 others, 36 total.
By the way, Florida State's got 8. I mean, it's a totally apples and avocados. How do you balance all that?
Yeah, look, people ask all the time, like, what do you prioritize? All of it?
Yeah.
I mean, that, now for me, I've got to stay focused, right, on, like, big picture things, culture, leadership elements, obviously making sure the structure financially is all, sound and all those kind of things. But look, here's what I think. Look, you can have money conversations, and we're doing that. Look, we will have memos of understanding between the institution and athletes that are receiving revenue share dollars.
Yeah.
Excuse me. That's never happened before. They will also have scholarship papers. That's always happened, right? And so you can have economic discussions, but until somebody tells us that we're not going to those academic buildings, that we're not advising them on degree completion, that eligibility requirements are not part of the ecosystem, the NCAA is still going to manage those things, progress towards degrees, we're going to have graduation rates that tie into all of this. We have a 97% placement rate last year. Those athletes who finish their eligibility, they got a job, they turn pro, or they're going to grad school or medical school or whatever. Those things are going to be celebrated. Look, 99% of our athletes, they want all of those things at the same time. Do they want to make money? Of course. So to me, let's be transparent. Let's be open and honest about this is the new world, but also can't forget. So it's talking, it's showcasing, it's marketing, it's player profiles on academics, it's all the things that we do to make sure that we stay grounded to the mission.
Ross, I want to ask you about enforcement, because you saw yesterday the College Sports Commission had updated guidance on NIL, this is the Deloitte Clearinghouse. How do you guys keep or stay, or at least try to stay ahead of all of that? As it changes, it feels like every other day.
Yeah. You're telling me.
I guess I'm not telling you anything you don't already know.
I gave a talk at the Columbus Metropolitan Club on Wednesday. Matt Barnes was he interviewed me, and it took an hour to explain all the stuff. And we mainly talked about College Sports Commission, House case settlement, revenue sharing. How does all this work? What does enforcement look like? Unfortunately, look, the settlement got signed late. We thought we'd have clarity in April. Didn't happen until June. Everything was supposed to be up and running on July 1st. We knew it wouldn't be a perfect start, but we thought we'd have more infrastructure. Brian Seeley's the head of College Sports Commission. We've separated the House case elements away from the NCAA, and we'll have a new enforcement entity. Well, they have to hire staff. The rules haven't been published because those have to be approved by the plaintiff attorneys who settled the House case. So we're waiting, and then we had the collective, like, okay, what can collectives do or not do? If we anchor to valid business purpose, range of compensation, goods and services available to the public, we're still in a gray area. So to me, we'll never promise something we can't deliver.
Sure. Now,
we can't do that. Now, is that enforceable?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Do we see different? Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes there's visibility on, look, a lot of stuff's on social media. Is that true? We'll try to verify it.
Yeah.
We deal a lot with agents, right? The enforcement piece, I believe it will come. It will happen. Everybody over the last 5 years, and if they're sort of breaking rules, maybe they're not published yet, but they're sort of in a gray area, they're the same ones who said, give us clarity, give us rules.
Yeah.
We want enforcement.
Yeah.
And if you're leaning into the opposite, then why did we settle the House case settlement? We settled it for clarity. We will have clarity. Okay. It's bumpy. But, again, like I said, Ohio State will always be on the right side of all the equations, economically, competitively. We don't have to take shortcuts here because of who we are, but we also know that if we pivot, we'll pivot, right? If we need to be aggressive, we'll be aggressive. We're doing all those things. Look, part of this money right here will go to some NIL opportunities, right, that we're doing from training camp. So we're going to continue to lean in an aggressive manner.
Well, you're leading the way. I mean, we had your buddy Paul Feinbaum. We have him on every week, and I was describing everything that was happening here, and I asked him, I'm like, because I told him last year when we had him on, I'm like, is anybody down there doing this? And he said, no, not yet. They're still kind of, it feels like they're kind of ahead of the game, and I think that they are. So that's the job, and you've done a masterful job in year one. I'll get you out of here on this one. Is there a personal moment or two over the last year that stand out to you away from the business? And because what you just described is throwing an infant into a deep end and seeing if we can swim. But just for you personally, a year on the job, is there something that stands out?
Look, getting to know the young people is just so special. Again, we can get caught up in all the money, and we're in a lot of meetings, and we're dealing with attorneys and all this stuff. Standing on the sideline at Michigan State, I'll try to tell this quick. So they always give us a visiting athletic director booth, right? And I always come down to the field, home or away, 10 minutes left in the game, 8 minutes left in the game. We had the game in hand, and I'm sitting there standing next to Jack and JT. And Jack was like, where have you been? what? Have you been down here the whole time? I'm like, no. I'm like, see that booth up there? They give us the booth up there. And he's like, really? They do that? Like, what? How's this work? And he goes, hey, is there cold beer up there? And I go,
question.
And I go,
Love where his head's at.
And I go, yeah. He goes, did you have one? And I go, no, I don't drink during games. I said, hey, post-game celebration. And he goes, man, I would love to drink a beer at a football game. So,
that's so
again,
great.
I mean, just like it just shows you, like, these are young people, the innocence of it, the things that we do to develop them. I mean, I could give you lots of stories. Look, dealing with Nate, who is on our men's soccer team, after he was shot, after we advanced to the Final Four, being in the hospital with him, and just, again, having him appreciate, like, you're there for them. Just moments like going up to athletes and saying, hey, that was a great play you made, and they were like, you noticed that? The connectivity with athletes, those are the things that stand out. Nate Dimian got an award this summer, and he gave a great speech about overcoming being shot, and he's ready to play. He's going to be back on the team. And so just those student-athlete stories, Bo, really, really, really stand out for me. So.
Well, you've done a great
Appreciate
job.
It. Thanks a lot.
Great talking
Let's
to you
keep it rolling.
always.
We're still upside to grow, so we're going to keep engaging with the Buckeyes. So thank you guys so much.
Ross, thanks, man. Ross
Appreciate
Bjork,
you guys.
Athletic Director at Ohio State, joining us. Hour 2 as we continue to paint the pictures from Ohio State practice. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Just when you thought afternoons couldn't get any dumber.
You fellas been doing a bit of boozing, have you?
Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
Your home for dumb. The Fan.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
When was the last time you hopped out of bed without that knee or back screaming at you? or walk down a flight of stairs without having to take your time. You thought to yourself, I'll just tough it out, but nothing changes. Hi, it's Tyvis Powell. It's time to call and schedule that free consultation with Dr. Wolkoff and his team at QC Kinetics here in Columbus. I'm glad I did. Myself and others have turned around their lives with QC Kinetics regenerative treatments that work with your body to help restore and repair damaged joint tissue. Natural cellular therapies, no scalpels, no pills, just long-term relief with no dreaded recovery. Check it out at qckinetics.com/Columbus. Bring your x-rays and MRIs to QC Kinetics for a free, no-pressure chat and thorough evaluation to see if you're a good candidate. Find out if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. Just call QC Kinetics at 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
You can stream the game on your phone while you're gardening. You can stream it while you walk the dog. You can stream it at a trampoline park. You can even stream it at a monster truck rally. But the second you get behind the wheel, the game's over. Remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Irish adventure awaits at the Dublin Irish Festival August 1st through 3rd in Dublin, Ohio. Voted 2025 USA Today Best Cultural Festival in the nation. This year promises 3 incredible days of Irish music, dance, food and fun. Enjoy unique Irish experiences as you explore one of the top festivals in the US. Drawing over 90,000 guests to Dublin, Ohio each year. Get your tickets at dublinirishfestival.org.
It's your lucky day, because at Speedway, there's a $5,000 winner every single day. All you do is shop with Speedy Rewards. Then play the in-app game for a chance to win $5,000 in cash. So you could win $5K today, or the next day, or the next day, or the next... Okay, you get it. New daily cash winners only at Speedway. Are you next? No purchase necessary. Ends 1/6/26 USDC 16 plus. For official rules and free gameplay, go to 5k-a-day.com/rules.
Delaware County Veterans Services, here for those who served. Located on the ground floor of the historic courthouse in downtown Delaware, our team of veteran county veteran service officers is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Need a ride to a VA appointment? Facing a financial emergency? Are you or your spouse simply looking for answers? Then give Delaware County Veterans Services a call. 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment. Delaware County Veterans Services.
It's child's play to donate your car, truck, RV, or boat to Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Ohio. They'll pick it up free of charge, steer you through the paperwork, and a hefty tax deduction rolls your way as you help provide a home away from home for families of seriously ill hospitalized children. For more information about donating your vehicle to Ronald McDonald House Charities, visit rmhc-centralohio.org or call 614-CARS-HELP. That's 614-CARS-HELP.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. Fall camp rolls along for the football Buckeyes. It's day 2 for Ohio State practice at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. We're 29 days out from Ohio State's season opener, hosting Texas at the Shoe. On Thursday, sophomore defensive tackle Edric Houston left practice with a lower body injury. ESPN's Pete Thelmore reported the injury is not considered serious. In the NFL last night, the Chargers beat the Lions 34-7 in the Hall of Fame game. Cincinnati begins their preseason play next Thursday at Philadelphia. Cleveland opens at Carolina 1 week from tonight. In baseball last night, the Braves topped the Reds 12-11 in 10 innings. Both teams will do some day baseball in Cincinnati at 12:40 today. You can hear that one over on ESPN Columbus, while the Guardians will begin a series with the Minnesota Twins tonight at 7:10. This update is sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy's office at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP, or visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com.
Producers, co-hosts, friends, some of those things are true. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
All right, second hour on the second day of Ohio State football practice underway. We've got some 11-on-11 on the field nearest us. A man who has participated in a great many of these has joined us to our left, the great Bobby Carpenter. Happy birthday, buddy. I saw you got you did it? Did you pass?
Yeah. That's more in the tank. I mean, I was worried that...
Pretty nonchalant about it.
Some oil in the tank.
Here's the thing.
Got a little oil in the tank.
The thing is, I'd been training in what was like the Louisiana Bayou for the last week and a half.
That's right.
And when I woke up yesterday, and I'm like, all right, this is what we're going to get. And then this morning, I'm like, I might have to start this with the long sleeves on. This is what Oxnard felt like in Dallas when we go to California for practice. Yeah. And I'm like, this is going to be gorgeous. So, I mean, I ran it, mic'd up, had the shirt on. I didn't have to I wasn't really sweating that bad. It was nice. Like I was ready for just that, like living in a hot air balloon is what we've had, and it was not that today. It's beautiful. This is gorgeous. This is why you're here for the 25 days of this you get a year.
Buddy, we haven't had a day like this all year. One in spring.
Less this year.
Spring was all rain. It rained every day.
No, there was a time.
July was just humid.
There was a time.
Where was the window?
Early spring in April. Like it was.
Was
really
there a
nice.
week?
Yeah, I think there was like a week in there where it was nice, and then it got kind of cold, and then rainy, and then it was hot, and yeah, it just wasn't great. We've had a ton of rain in July, so hopefully this August will be nice. It's not supposed to rain for a week, Bo, so...
What a time to be alive.
Saddle up San Diego.
We could get, the sea breeze from the Olentangy is helping today, which is nice. It's good to see.
Yeah, when you're from Carlsbad, like saying out here, you really thrive in these elements.
This is home for him.
Yeah.
I see Lincoln's doing some laps, a little disciplinary lap.
Yeah, you throw a pick.
Through a pick, and that's what you get. Yeah.
It's like Coach Boone out there. Drop the ball, you run a mile.
What do you we just had Ross on. I know you guys, you talk to him all the time. As an alumnus, as someone who's put blood, sweat, and tears in this program, what is important for you to see in the next 5 years for this program and for this program's role in the Big Ten?
I think Ross has done a great job of that, his relationship with Tony Petitti, and not just within the Big Ten, really nationally. Like, what do you want college football to look like?
Yeah.
I mean, listen, you know this. Power resides where men believe it does. All right?
Good line, yeah.
Anybody that has to tell everyone they're the king is not truly a ruler.
True king.
No true king. So,
by the way, you just got Lord Varys and Tywin Lannister all in the same. That's a good job out of you.
Listen, if I can round out the small council here,
pretty strong group.
It's a pretty tight group, and that's the reality of the one thing that I was just talking a little bit. They have some new banners and things hanging up there, and they've got these LED lights, and we can put them. They're red, they're iridescent, they're awesome. We can put them to music, make them dance. And I don't know if you came down. The Tennessee game was remarkable, and the sad thing is we're not going to have those for a while. And that was a fail because there used to be stopgaps where we could only take a team so many times.
Yes.
And like Fox, I mean, they've got carte blanche to just, hey, we went Ohio State 7 times.
Yeah.
Perfect. We'll put OU on
for sure.
that day, which is nothing to besmirch the Bobcats.
On Peacock.
Listen, give me that the noon game so I can get done at 2 o'clock and go watch the other football games that I want to see. So that's what I would like to see. And Ross said, he goes, I don't know if I'll be around for it. I'm like, in life or just athletic? Yeah. Give me some hope. He goes, well, maybe as AD. But these TV deals run for a while. But between that and then Rick Neuheisel, who I do some work with on XM, he calls it the reckoning. He goes, in the next 4 years, as these TV deals start to come up across different networks and the CFP starts to round out, he goes, I think there will be one last, the realignment to end all realignments. And maybe it'll be divesting some of the Olympic sports to have them go back to their roots, because I think schools are going to realize, like, this is an unsustainable model financially and just even academically for those student athletes. But making sure Ohio State's at the forefront of that. Like, what do we want our game day Saturdays to look like? Who do we want to play?
Yeah.
When do we want to play them? and to make sure that we're playing the Georgias, the Texas, the Bamas in the non-conference, and then we're playing the hits in the Big Ten. And you know what? I'm a team player. We can play. Michigan's always going to be at noon. Fox, you always are going to get that. You can have one other one, but just give me one good night home game a year. Like, that's what everybody wants. A game worthy of it being the premier headline game. And you know what? If the team stumbles and stuff, I get it. But let's go into the year with that expectation that, maybe something where it doesn't have to be bitter cold, something between January and October. And then, continuing to modernize the stadium like what Ross is doing. They've got the club coming in and probably putting in some more club seats is something that they're going to look at. And just making sure that Ohio State, through the last 25 years, Bo, like the majority of my life, maybe 30, you've watched Ohio State ascend to the point now where, like, there's really not a thought that they would never make the CFP. And frankly, like, the expectation is, I can't tell you if they're going to win it, but they should probably be in that semifinal conversation every year. Yeah. And that's kind of, I think, what people expect.
This hit me when I saw how hard Ross worked to move that Texas game.
Oh, heaven and earth.
Heaven and earth. People have no idea how hard they worked to try to find an answer. And I don't blame Texas.
Well, and he didn't write the contract.
No, he did not.
He absorbed the answer.
No, and I don't blame Texas because you know what? Texas's peers, their rivals, are the Buckeyes.
Yeah.
That's who you're competing with at the very top of the sport. So I get Texas saying, no, man, we're not giving you a recruiting advantage. We're not giving you an environmental advantage. Forget it. We have the right to say no, so we did. But it hit me. We are not going to play. You're not going to see a top 10 matchup in that stadium at night until 2030 is the reality of it. And that sucks.
The only way.
That really sucks.
The
only thing is Penn State.
Is if you get a game,
play them all the time.
And maybe if you have Penn State playing and Michigan on a certain weekend, and then Ohio State somehow has another big game,
right?
But it's going to be relying upon Michigan and Penn State, Eastern time zone teams, to be really good, or maybe a Nebraska that's really good and relevant that can pull the eyes of that. Even then, if it's 50-50, you're probably taking the Buckeyes.
Ohio State. Michigan's really the only one that can carry it. They can't carry it to the level Ohio State can, but they're the only one. That goes back to the conversation we were having this week about why Petiti wrote the letter to spare Michigan. The Big Ten needs Michigan. They can't have Michigan falling off a cliff. They can't.
You see Nebraska coming back?
I think coming back to like what they were. I don't know if that'll ever be the case.
What could their ceiling with Matt Rule be, you think?
I think they could. You're battling for that third to fourth spot.
Yeah.
And as I was talking to Ross this morning, this is what's great. Like, I'm not a big auto bid guy.
Me either.
However, if you parcel this out, if you do the 5 and 11 model, you're basically putting it's going to be 6 with Notre Dame. So you're giving the selection committee 10 teams that they have to subjectively put in here and figure that answer out. Whereas if you go to maybe it's 3, 4, I don't know what the number is, but I do like the fact if you want to bring back conference championship game weekend and then also make sure that the teams that have won reward the regular season, play a 1-8 one-off, kind of like an NBA play-in tournament, where if you're finishing the top half of your conference, you're getting a chance for the Big Ten or the SEC to play your way in. And if you're the first team, you're playing the 8th team. So you should probably be a 10-point favorite in that game, and you're getting it at home, and you should probably win it. 2-7. Now you get a little dicey there in the middle of 3-4, but if you're the fourth team, you play the 5th, and the 5th beats you, like maybe you get that at-large game then in there. But I think that makes that weekend relevant, and it takes away the subjectivity. So if for some reason you're the 6th or 7th team and you're the SEC, like, oh, why didn't we get in? Hey, buddy, you had a chance to beat a team and get yourself in
Oklahoma.
There. Yeah, go win your way in.
Yeah, that's the as you're talking, and I know Ross is for like 1 versus 2, not 1 versus 8.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. I think.
That's
you know who else?
It's
him. Yeah, it's him. Do you think, as you're saying that, if they go 1 versus 2, and if you're going to go 1 through 8 or doing play-in stuff, how can you possibly play the Michigan game where it is, Bob? If you're Ryan and you play the Michigan game,
we have our hardest
and
game
let's say you're the 2 or the 3 seed, and now you got to play USC or somebody like that to get just to get into a 16-team playoff, like that is so much. Like, I just don't know how you could keep the Michigan game where it is.
And that's what I'm saying. If you go 1-8, then it gives it relevant.
Then you got a chance.
Then it keeps the regular season relevant because you want to have one of those top 2 seeds to be able to play a team that you should be a double-digit favorite against at home.
And I think the reality to this is, and you're going to hear, I think you start connecting the dots and what the Big Ten play-in weekend is the equivalent of the SEC with the 9th game.
Yeah.
It is what it is a added inventory that if their television partners will compensate them richly for it, they will do it. So they're dangling it in front of their television partners to say, hey, would you be interested in this, Fox? And Fox is saying, you're damn right would be interested in that. And then the Big Ten saying, well, here's what it'll cost you. And until that number hits, and that's what the SEC is doing at the 9th game, Bob. They're trying to say, we're not playing a 9th game unless you compensate us, ESPN. ESPN to this point hasn't.
Well,
but they will.
And it's like I said, as those television deals start coming up, like all of a sudden, and the other thing that Ross had alluded to, and Rick Neuheisel has said to this, he goes, because this is the reality. College football has the second, if you aggregate them, college football has the second largest or third largest television deal behind the NFL and the NBA.
Yes.
Viewership for college football far exceeds the NBA. Far exceeds the NBA.
Yep.
And he goes, if we go to them collectively, he's like, you still have your separate pockets, but go to them collectively, the whole broadcast partners, and bring in everybody, because we'll be number 2. And it probably won't even be close.
No.
So there's more money for everybody in doing that.
If they just need true leadership, and maybe Petiti and Sankey can do it. You stick around and talk a little football?
Yeah, let's do that.
Right, we'll talk a little football. Day 2, Ohio State football practice ongoing. We see them working here on the far field. There's a timeline for this quarterback thing that I think has to be condensed a little bit. We'll get into all of that with Bob coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
Ma, the meatloaf!
The Fan.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Right now, our full line of Tyson Fresh Chicken is on sale. Select varieties are buy one, get one free with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Skyline is introducing a new chicken chili. Come get that world-famous Skyline flavor you love with a new protein option. Try the new Skyline chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. At Columbus Skyline locations only while supplies last.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
You know, it's not the shoes. It's what you can put in them that makes all the difference. Hey, it's Anthony. I've been a customer at the Good Feet store for a while now, and I'm all about my personally fit arch supports. They support my feet better than all the insoles I've jammed into my shoes over the years. And my Good Feet arch supports help me in a ton of ways, from overall support and balance to stabilizing my heels, and the fact they distribute my body weight, especially when I'm golfing. I literally have spring in my step now. Check them out for yourself. The free fitting is designed to help them understand you, your pain, and your discomfort. It's simple. Just stop by the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway or Stringtown Road in Grove City. You don't need an appointment, but you can certainly schedule one very easily online. Get back to living the life you love with the Good Feet store. For more than 30 years, they've taken great pleasure in helping thousands discover the comfort they've been dreaming of, just like me. Get professionally fitted at goodfeet.com.
We repurpose a lot of the junk we haul away.
Donatables get donated to a family that needs them, and the recyclables get recycled.
And we have enough trucks that we can come the day you call us.
We work to help your neighbors, the planet, and you.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
We are rebranding our AM station, ESPN Columbus, partly because we're bored, mostly because it's crap. We have a new lineup picked out and everything, but angry lawyer person said I can't say it yet. It all starts Tuesday, September 2nd. The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton.
ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use law enforcement siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention, like telling you if you get a speeding ticket, it doesn't end there. You have to pay expensive fines. You can't go to your friend's wedding because that also costs money. And your insurance rates could increase. See? We didn't have to use law enforcement sirens after all. Getting a speeding ticket has consequences. Sooner or later, speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A beautiful Friday ahead. Will be much more comfortable, less humidity, and comfortable temperatures in the low 80s with plenty of sunshine. And then for tonight, mostly clear skies overnight with our lows a crisp upper 50s. For Saturday, get ready for mostly sunny skies, dry conditions, and our highs yet again in the low 80s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Matty Ice has a large tattoo on his calf of LeBron eating a lion. I have nothing else to say. Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan. The uncle you never knew you had. The friends you kind of wish you didn't. This is Bishop and Friends.
And we are proudly brought to you by our great friends at Diamond Cellar. Was out there yesterday, the blonde dropping off some stuff, and my guy Daniel out at the Easton location, a couple of repairs. They will treat you right. Bob is here, Reese is here, Bake back at the farm. Day 2 of practice. The Texas opener, does it do anything from a timeline standpoint at quarterback for you, Bob?
Yeah, I think it expedites stuff because you need to have everybody unified behind and confident in who the starter is going to be. Now, the problem is, I guarantee you Ryan would love for one of the guys to come out here and just lights out, throwing darts the whole time. And, not that you want one guy to play bad, but you want a clear delineation.
Yep.
And I know you've heard James talk about it, like the old NFL mantra, you can't fool the room.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everybody has to know who that guy is.
Yeah.
And people looked at the Jeremiah Smith comments when he made them on The Athletic about Julian saying, well, Jeremiah Smith was asked about Julian Saying.
That's important.
And so he's a 19-year-old kid, so he answered the question about Julian Saying.
Yeah.
Now, as a 31-year-old NFL vet, he probably said, okay, well, here's Julian Saying, and by the way, this is also what Lincoln Kienholz brings to the table.
Yep.
But he's asked a question, he answered the question
about
directly.
Context?
Yeah. And so, who cares what was asked? So then Austin and Berm got him. He's like, hey, we know you're asked about Julian. We think. What are your thoughts on Lincoln? And, this is one of the things that Schleik's brought up. They do everything in here is win or loser. Not only is JJ a remarkable athlete, but he's a remarkable competitor.
Yeah.
His desire to win and train supersedes even his ability, I think. And they do the fan bike. It's their conditioning stuff. They do these fan bikes, these assault bikes, and it's measuring your maximum wattage output. And they go for 5 to 7, sometimes 10 seconds, and they go multiple times, and you go against the same guy in a day. And Mick is putting against guys of equal athleticism and ability.
Yep.
And he had Lincoln go against JJ one day.
Yeah.
And so he's not putting him up there. I try to tell people, you've watched Lincoln's highlights and everything.
Dude, yeah.
And he can throw a football. It's not like he's, Tim Tebow out there. And even Tim Tebow in college was good. But he can throw a football. So, Julian, he was a 5-star. People are like, he's 5-star, went to Alabama. I'm like, okay, there's a lot of 5-star guys that go to these schools that don't end up being great. And I'm not saying that's him. But just for everybody to assume that he's this 5-star from Alabama, so he was automatically the quarterback version of Caleb Downs.
Yeah.
And nobody can touch him. He's good, but he's also a second-year player and trying to be a first-year starter. So they want to get this figured out. But I watch it, and I'll tell people, I watch the defense and I watch the routes, and then I watch when the ball gets completed, I see who threw it. Mm-hmm. And was that the read? And then how accurate was the throw?
Yeah.
And a lot of times in the spring, I'm 50-50 on who it was, like for good and bad and where it should go.
It's also so interesting, Reese. I mean, these guys couldn't come from more different circumstances. Yeah. I mean, Southern California, that quarterback machine.
Yep.
I mean, he to me, I use Bryce Young as a doppelganger for him. That's what he looks like to me.
Yeah.
That's who he plays like to me. That's who the release is like. And that's where Bryce was from. That's Southern California. Lincoln grew up in South Dakota. Very similar probably to the way I did, where you just play the sport in the season, and he was the best athlete maybe in the history of the state or on a very short list. And so, like, it's just totally different backgrounds to get to this point, which makes, I think, this so fascinating.
So one guy is a great athlete who probably didn't have a lot of skill training growing up.
Yeah.
There was no quarterback clubs. Like, where are you going in South Dakota? Like, there's nowhere to go.
No.
As opposed to, by the way, you could testify to this better than most. Like, the weather in probably March and April in South Dakota isn't really conducive to getting out and throwing the football.
No.
You know, and by the way, who are you throwing it to?
Right.
Whereas you have the other one, Julian, who's grown up in Southern California. There's all this access to training and the great players to play with, the great players to play against. And so probably a little more refined and polished.
Yeah.
Sees it really well. But I've watched Lincoln grow a lot over the 3 years. So, like, there's pros and cons to kind of go on with each.
I've seen just in bits and pieces the enthusiasm that Matt Patricia exudes.
Oh, yeah.
And it's infectious. Like, I get someone talking with their hands. I'm like, he's excited about, like, he's talking to Ohio State, like, engineering and aerospace students. And he's doing, like, hand gesture. I'm like, that dude's excited about everything. What have you noticed from him? And this has been early in camp, but just the day or two you've seen from him. And talked with him yesterday on Morning Juice.
I mean, and full disclosure, I played for Matty P my last year in New England, so I'd known him for a while. I was very excited when they came in here. I mean, Ryan is thrilled with him, with what he's done, not only with the players, but with recruiting and how he connects and relates. And I know that there was, like, kind of the Lions taste that people got. Sure. And being the head guy is different than being an assistant, and also your first head job's different than your second. Like, you learn things. And Detroit, Dan has done a great job up there. It was a little bit tougher, I think, with Matty, was the end of trying to turn over some of the cultural elements. But the guys love him. The scheme is going to be far more multiple than you saw. And one of his things, the first thing, he said, and I had him on my show with Schlegs, too, back in, like, May. And June, building a team, building your playbook, he goes, well, I want to see, like, what we're good at.
Yeah.
I want to know what guys we have. And if we can play 17 guys, because we have 17 guys that are capable of adding unique elements to this defense, then, you know what, that's what they're going to do. And so there might be times you see 3-3, you see some 4-2. There might, against, you play a Wisconsin who's going back to the run, you'll see some 4-3. And, you see James, talking the linebacker, plays guys that are supposed to play. Matty's all about that. Like, so you've got Sonny, you've got Arvell, and then you've got Peyton. Like, all of those guys bring something different to the table, and they're going to be utilized at different times in different games. So, like, that's Matt Patricia's specialty. Like, he would be great on Chopped. You give him the ingredients, you throw some stuff out there, and it's like, let me figure out a way to cook this elite meal with what I've been given in front of me.
You mentioned a couple of guys. Who are some names on that side of the ball that you hear whispers about that people ought to prepare for?
Like I mentioned, Peyton Pierce, like a lot of guys. And Arvell Reese, I think it's the story might be out on him. Like, I don't know if he's in witness protection at all. Like, he was a guy, though, because everyone gets enamored with these stars. I don't know what he was, but dude, coming in from Glenville, he's 6'4", 215.
Yep.
Need a lot of development. Gets here, plays the end the first time. James has to battle to get him in the room. And then is just works hard, relentless worker, awesome dude. And a smart guy, so, him. Peyton Pierce is another guy. Those three linebackers are really good. Now, they've got to get some of the young guys going, because if one of them goes down, then we're like 0 dark 30 and some issues.
Yep. Pierce is the wrestler, right? Wasn't he state wrestling champion in Texas?
He reminds me of, like, his Zach Thomas.
Him, and he's like, I love this kid.
He's always around the ball.
Yeah.
He's always around
26
the ball.
Still? Is that his
still
number?
26.
26.
I was talking earlier. I think we have the 4 best outside corners in the country.
Yeah.
I'm watching, because what they do is they're running 2 fields a lot of practice, and they split them up. And it's not ones and one. Like, they split the ones and split the twos, and guys are intermixed. And I'm watching Aaron Scott go against J.J. Smith. And J.J. gets him one time, and it's close. And then the next time, like, Aaron stuffs him on a comebacks, bats the ball down. Like, I didn't watch too many dudes do that last year.
No.
And you can make the argument that Aaron's the fourth corner.
Yeah.
You know, Devin Sanchez has looked good, and then obviously Jermaine Matthews was really good when he played last year, and David Singh-Benusin made some huge plays. So those four are really good. They got Lorenzo Styles in the slot, and I think he's going to be good. The guy who's backing him up, Bryce West, another Glenville kid. Him and Aaron came in together, and I joked, I said, you guys need to eat together because, Aaron, you need one more bite, and Bryce, you need one less. You know, so you guys both need to be 195. You guys getting there is different tracks. But, this is the maturity. Like, Bryce came back from the break this summer, and he looks at me, he's like, 194. And I was like, dude, that's it. Okay?
Yeah.
You were gone for a week, and you showed back up right where you were supposed to be. You know, Aaron came back, not at 178 because he hadn't eaten in a week. Came back, he's like 194, 195. I was like, that's perfect. You guys are right there. Like, that's being a pro. Those two guys are going to be really good players. And then the defensive line, like some of those young guys that are now Kenyatta, I expect a lot of big things out of him. And oh my gosh! And then the other defense.
Well, the Edric Houston news yesterday was scary, but it's good sense it can be all right, right? All right. Seems like.
First of all, we got the best PT in the country, and Adam Stewart, and then I think this is a situation where it'll probably be a week or two, like nothing. I mean, avoided catastrophe in a good way, so he'll be fine. But like this team, Ryan wouldn't admit to me, but I was talking, you know, and just people that are around it. I'm like, I think they might be more talented than last year. Now, they don't have a Travion. You know, you're still trying to figure out maybe who some of those guys, but you've got two of the best players in college football.
Right,
you don't have Will Howard, but like you've got two really good options. The O-line, the best part that happened to them last year was all those guys got hurt.
Yeah.
Because then all these guys came up and
play.
These are the dudes that played in the national championship game. You know, like the Remington Award winner wasn't out there. Josh Simmons, who's a first-round pick, he wasn't out there. These were the guys.
No. And, you know, and we talked about this. It struck me. The last two times Ohio State won a national title, you brought a lot of guys back. 15, a ton of guys back. Urban coach with a ton of obligation. This is like brand new.
Yeah.
So much of the heart and soul. I mean, the two best players in the country are on this team. That helps. But so much of the heart and soul of this team, Jack, JT, Will, Travion, they're all gone. So for Ryan, this is like it's a palate cleanser.
It is. But also the part is like you've got to find and develop leaders.
Yes.
Like that's one thing. I mean, God, I love Cody Simon, Lathan Ransom, two of the more elite human beings to ever walk through this building. Awesome guys, and busted their butt for 5 years, waited their turn, got in there, man, and they made a difference. But athletically, I mean, Cody would tell you, Arvell Reese is significant upgrade over him physically. Now, does he have the mental aptitude? Is he going to be a dude on a 3rd and 1, you know, to get a stop? Like, that's the stuff that they've got to figure out. And Ryan, I think this was his, you know, kind of evolution as a head coach is now, like, I'm the program builder. I've got to cultivate this leadership in these young guys. It's not going to be easy. So how do we do that during the season? And now our lieutenant governor, who's a little bit busy and got crap going on. But the relationship, I think, him and Tress, because I see a lot of the stuff they do.
Yeah.
In the last 2-3 years has been a lot of stuff that Tress used to do, and that's kind of how you build that next generation of leaders is by forcing them a battlefield promotion, man. Like, get out here and show these guys how to lead. Show them, teach them, make them do it all off season.
I know you got to run.
I got one more for you.
You see those guys right there, 10, 15?
Yeah, is that your guys?
That's all three.
Okay.
They need to learn how to become men, Buckeye style.
Yeah. That's why I had my kids watch
a little bit of, maybe get a little of this.
The kids watch me.
Run.
They go, wait, when are you running? I'm like, I'm done, dude. I'm like, that didn't look very hard. I go, you know why it didn't look very hard? Because I've been training and working at it. All right? You know? You need to
when do you run? I'm done, dude.
I'm done. Like, you guys were there screwing
what
around.
What have you been doing?
I should be watching. I mean, but that's like, I mean, you have to, like, you have to have, like, welcome suffering. Like, you've got to lean into it. Understand. Do hard things. I tell my kids, they fight with me. I tell the guys Ohio State like that. Dude, you know why you guys are tough? Because you do tough things.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be tough. But, like, dude, nobody wants to end up being that beef jerky. Everybody,
that Echo bike.
Yeah, everybody wants to have the filet, the Kobe beef.
Yeah.
You know, but, like, dude, you toughen that thing up. You get You want some of that old cow that you found that's been around for that old bull that's been around for a long time, Bo.
Grind it.
You know what? He's fought off a couple of freaking mountain lions. You know, he's got some scars on him, and he just won't die. And when he does die, he's pure hamburger, buddy.
That's all it is.
You ain't getting any steak out of him.
What happened to this
bristle
one?
In there.
We're going to grind him up. We'll grind him up is what we're going to do. We'll add Tim May to the conversation coming up next. Day 2 of Ohio State football camp is about halfway through, a little bit more than that. Broadcasting live out here, Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
The Dublin Irish Festival, August 1st through 3rd in Dublin, Ohio. Voted 2025 USA Today Best Cultural Festival in the nation. This year promises 3 incredible days of Irish music, dance, food and fun. Get your tickets at dublinirishfestival.org.
Save a good deal more with hot deals on Meyer brand must-haves, including new breakfast favorites all season long. Meyer brand syrup, pancake mix, and instant oatmeal are all just $1.79 each. Plus, students will enjoy the well-packed Backpack Good Life with back-to-school supplies for $1 or less, including Meyer brand 24-count crayons, Meyer brand 70-sheet notebooks, and Crayola Classic Colors markers. Shopping for breakfast essentials and back-to-school supplies is a good deal better at Meyer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meyer app.
Newman Roofing, as part of their 2025 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to sponsor the Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat fan drive, benefiting Life Care Alliance. You can help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. How can you help? Purchase new box fans and bring them to the nearest Franklin County Fire Station, or you can buy online and ship fans directly to Life Care Alliance. The collection and distribution of fans is to assist residents who are at risk of heat stroke or heat exhaustion. For more information, go to lifecarealliance.org.
Is your money just lying around? Switch to Huntington Bank, and your money's always doing something. Like auto savings for special events, tracking your teen spending, and helping protect your parents from fraud. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris,
Texas!
Then it's off to Rome,
Georgia!
And you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio!
Right now, save up to $434 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Find us on YouTube. Search WBNS Radio and you can see what Bo looks like. But only if you subscribe. This is Bishop and Friends.
Indeed it is. Buckeye football practice day 2. I would imagine they got a little less than an hour left in this operation. They're going, the 11-on-11 stuff is happening on the near field to us at the opposite end. So Lincoln now with a deep ball down the sideline was picked off or knocked down?
Knocked down.
Knocked down. Looked like somebody came over. I saw
Nick McLarty got in the way, and I swear he's gotten taller. So if we could just move their giant punter out of the way, I can see what the quarterbacks are doing.
Yeah, so they're going through it, as Bob said when he was on, and this was something they did this yesterday. They did it again today, where they really have mixed the 1s and 2s. So you have you will have some of that split a bit. Lincoln again on the far. Boy, he really ripped that one out there on the out. Good ball there. They're just so different. Here he comes. I mean. Late for the hit. We're on. Just put it on. Just put it on, dude.
Live.
Dude. How are you, Tim May?
I'm doing extremely well. I was watching my watch, and then I quit watching my watch and I was telling a story.
Watching the quarterback.
Well, that tracks.
Once you start telling us an anecdote, it can go all kinds of ways.
What have you seen?
I've seen. Well, number one, Edric Houston, he just walked right by me a minute ago. I mean, that's
big news there, yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
That's a big breath of – I thought Ryan was really on – he was obviously not pleased, but he used an NFL line, which is we got to take care of ourselves, each other.
Right.
That when you're doing this, that's the thing. And you're competing like hell, but at the same time, take care of each other.
Right, but his was like when you saw the video that wasn't supposed to be shot but was shot.
Right.
I got that.
That could have happened with him walking across the street almost.
No doubt.
I mean, dodging a bus or something. So, Not that these guys dodge buses, but you know where I'm going. So stuff happens when you're a big man and you're running around, and you have to expect that in a football camp. But I remember when Charles Bentley got hurt in an Oklahoma drill way back when, the best center probably in college football. That was a little more putting a guy in jeopardy, and then it bit you.
Yep.
But I think Edric looks like he's going to be okay. It just scares you more than anything else when you hyperextend a knee.
Everything that look, it's just natural for all of us to look at the two quarterbacks.
Of course.
You've watched every throw. I'm watching the best I can, which is pretty damn good from here. This is more than we ever used to get, unless you go all the way back to the Coop days.
Yep.
What have you seen from Sayan, and what have you seen from Keenholz?
Well, number one, I will make this point, because Ryan Day made it yesterday, and it's quite accurate. They're not even playing football yet.
No.
I mean, and
but
number
all the
two,
pieces do matter.
Yeah, and number two, they're not gonna be live like they were several times in the spring. They're not gonna be live at all in preseason camp, which makes, of course, total sense, right? Meaning they can't be hit. What I've seen is I think it's a nice competition. There's a difference. Anybody can see the difference. It's like looking at paintings. There's a little difference between paintings. Lincoln is more athletic, for want of another term, in terms of being able to run. But also, I think his passing is so improved compared to 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Since he first showed up at Ohio State, he's, as I keep saying, a bigger, stronger, faster specimen of himself when he showed up as this four-athlete star, coming out of our four-sport star coming out of Pierre, South Dakota, and now you can see. But he's got a presence about him. I mean, he's got a leadership skill about him.
Sure.
Julian Sayan is okay. Who do I pick from this group that I want to star in my what's a big budget for a movie now? $90 million movie?
Yeah, blockbuster. Yeah,
blockbuster.
$90 million
Maybe
blockbuster.
not blockbuster. You don't know if it's going to be a blockbuster or not, but $90 million movie, and I want this guy to play the quarterback, and because I'm going to throw the hell out of the ball. Julian Sayan's my guy because he throws, like I said about Troy Smith, he throws that Hollywood kind of pass, the perfect spiral for the most part. But his release, Bo, fastest gun in the West. You grew up in Montana, you know what that means. But his release is better than any release I've ever seen at covering Ohio State football.
Yeah.
In terms of just getting rid of the ball, and he's accurate.
To me, he's Bryce Young, is what I think he is. That's what he looks like to me. Size-wise, similar. Release similar. To me, he reminds
he's a
me
little bigger than Bryce Young, though. Bryce Young is
maybe by an inch.
Yeah,
but it's pretty similar.
Bryce Young to me is Bryce Young's a little guy. I mean, Julian's a little over 6 foot. I mean, he is 6'1".
Bryce is right at 5'11".
Yeah,
somewhere in there.
Bryce is a little guy.
He is. He's bigger. To your point, but I guess my point remains. I think these two could not have come from different circumstances, and they're very different stylistically.
Yes.
Usually, when you're recruiting quarterbacks, you recruit a type. These two aren't similar.
Yes.
In that sense.
Yeah.
So whichever one you pick, you're also sort of picking your offensive identity with it.
Yeah. So
is that fair?
Yeah. Except I've been covering Ohio State for how long? It's almost been like that.
63 years. I think.
You got Braxton Miller and Kenny Guyton. I mean, you couldn't be more up. And like I used to say, we were talking about like I said, I was talking about Braxton Miller a while ago, and I said the funny thing about it is Braxton Miller is as iconic a quarterback as I've ever covered here.
Same.
Of what he.
Yeah.
But the funny thing was when he got hurt and Kenny Guyton went in the game, that's when you actually saw the offense, the way the offense would run.
You know what, though, real quick, just to jump in, they recruited Braxton based off of Terrell, though.
Correct.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was a type because he was similar to, not size-wise, but in terms
but
of
Braxton was different, man.
He was different gear, all of it. But stylistically,
Terrell Pryor fancied himself a big-time passer who could run and was a big dude. He was like a Vince Young, Cam Newton kind of dude.
For sure, yeah.
And Braxton was just, but it's really funny because it's been that way though. I mean, Devin Brown, Devin Brown, for example. I mean, C.J. Stroud, they were different than the other guys. And so it's almost like you owe it to yourself not to be fixed on any certain, quote, offense has got to be this way. You got to have an offense. You got to have basic plays and stuff. But then you've got to get it to the point to where that quarterback does what he does best.
Which style do you think is best to beat Texas week 1?
Well, I'm looking at the offensive line for Ohio State. I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah.
Texas is rebuilding just like Ohio State is, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
I think if Ohio State doesn't throw the ball 35 – well, it depends on what you need, right? 35 times in that game, it's shortchanging itself. I think your running backs look really good for Ohio State, but I think this line can protect. It did a pretty good job in the Cotton Bowl last year when Texas had all those draft choices on their team. I would. This is Tim May, though. You know, the motto, when in doubt, air it out. Yeah, I live by.
Yeah,
that's
right.
my credo, whatever you want to call it. But I would attack them with what you do best. You've got the best wide receiver in the country and a couple of 3-4 other guys who aren't damn bad.
No, a lot of first-round picks, buddy.
Cardinal Tate.
I think Ennis is going to have a great year.
Brandon Ennis, I think I keep saying, I think he could be the breakout guy. We're going to get to talk to them here in a few minutes. But and then, the other guys behind them. So that's what I would do. So that more fits in my mind, Julian's saying. But Bo, see, we're not part and privy to be watching video after these practices.
No.
Is Julian making the right reads even now? Is Lincoln making the right reads? I mean, we just saw saying a while ago through a Joe Bowserman pass from the Nebraska game, if you remember that. I mean,
I do.
And but he was just throwing it away. But
I saw and Keenholz threw a pick and they made him run. So one, it's
they're serious about no turnovers.
Yeah,
they have been for a while. But yeah, you still right. You still like you and me when you look at quarterbacks. Sayin looks like that guy.
He does.
That you would go and pick and be your guy who can hand it off, but also when you go to throw it, can throw it as well as anybody in the country. And so, yeah, that's where I'm looking at that quarterback race. But it's tough, man.
It is.
You got to have two for sure.
You do. And whatever one.
And by the way, Tavian St. Clair isn't like those two either. He's a different dude.
He's different. Yeah. He is. It's good seeing you.
Yeah, nice seeing you. I'm glad I got here. I was going to take the bus. They shut the bus down, the shuttle. It was really funny because I was on the very far end.
You were over there.
I kept looking at my watch. It was 10:15. It was 10:20, and then I go, okay, I got time for one more anecdote. The next thing I know,
always time.
It's straight down 10:30.
I kind of expected you to be in a golf cart.
Hey, I like seeing you and Clay Hall together too.
Yeah,
I like that, man.
By the way, I'm doing a show from 12 to 3 on Sunday. I don't know who I'm co-hosting with, but on the 97.1 The Fan.
Yeah, the
Sunday Spectacular.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it.
You'll be right back here.
Yes.
Good seeing you.
On Sunday?
Oh, no, not Sunday.
No,
on the airwaves.
You'll be on the air.
By the way,
why
is the Juice temporary headquarters much nicer than this one?
No, this is.
I disagree.
I get elevated.
Oh, okay.
So now
we can see.
I can see.
I always knew you could levitate. I didn't know you could elevate.
Good seeing you.
Nice seeing you.
Get out of here on
taller.
that. There it goes, Tim May. Joining us right here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Get Thing or Not a Thing up next. Bishop and Friends right here on the Fan.
Head to 971thefan.com to listen on demand and subscribe to all our podcasts. Wasting time has never been easier. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings because you're driving to Paris,
Texas,
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia,
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio.
Right now, save up to $434 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. When was the last time you hopped out of bed without that knee or back screaming at you? Or walked down a flight of stairs without groaning step by step? Hey, that was me. And I had to deal with that for all the years of playing football. But I went and saw my friends over at QC Kinetics, and it disappeared. I didn't have to tough it out anymore. call over QC Kinetics with Dr. Wolkoff and get your free consultation. It's regenerative medicine, folks. There are thousands of patients who will tell you that they wish they would have done it sooner, just like I did. I'm glad I did, and my experience was tremendous. You go in, you have a consult, they lay out the plan, they talk about it. It's no pills, it's no scalpels, it's just your own body's biologics treating you and helping heal you. So find out if you're a good candidate. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They have offices all around Central Ohio, so be sure to go and check them out.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, ooh, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan.
Looking to launch a career in the skilled trades but don't know where to begin? Part-time service in the Ohio Army National Guard can help. You can kickstart your career by enlisting in one of our many trades-based jobs. Get paid to learn these skills and gain on-the-job training when you report to your unit 1 weekend a month or 2 weeks in the summer. To learn how the Guard can pay for your civilian trade certification, visit nationalguard.com/OH. Sponsored by the Ohio Army National Guard in coordination with the Ohio Association of Broadcasters and this station.
He opens his toolbox before he opens his wallet and believes you can fix anything with 20 minutes and some pride. He's Mr. DIY, and when he needs metal, he goes to metal supermarkets. Artists, hobbyists, machine shops, maintenance professionals, and welders all count on metal supermarkets for over 8,000 metal products, shapes, and grades. If it's metal, they've got it or can get it for you. Cut to any size and ready fast. Visit the family-owned franchise on North Wilson Road or Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Right Way Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
The best hair on the air. You are listening to Bishop and Friends.
All right, broadcasting live, day 2, Ohio State football practice underway. We about a half hour or so left, I would think. Yesterday they finished up right around 11. I think they'll go a little later today, maybe more like 11:20, something like that. We'll hit 20 most interesting on the Buckeyes coming up here shortly. It's breezy.
Everything's flying over.
A little breezy. Yeah, time for a little thing or not a thing. Reese, go ahead.
Thing or not a thing.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Ohio Governor Mike DeWine wants to abolish prop betting on professional sports in the state, as 2 Cleveland's Guardians players, as I'm sure you've heard, are being investigated in a gambling probe by Major League Baseball. DeWine called on the Ohio Casino Control Commission to completely ban prop betting, the practice of placing wagers on individual athletes. The commission has already cracked down on collegiate prop betting after athletes at the University of Dayton experienced harassment from bettors who lost money. From the statement Mike DeWine made, the harm to athletes and the integrity of the game is clear and the benefits are not worth the harm. The prop betting experiment in this country has failed badly. End quote. Thing or not a thing?
Look, it's very interesting that he's going down this road. It would be ridiculous for me to comment on how possible this is, or if everyone will acquiesce to this. This was a can of worms that you knew once you cracked it it was going to be a mess. And this is something that you're seeing consistently. It's obviously a thing because the governor's involved in it, so it's a thing. Can he get something done? We'll see. But it's also probably something we should have expected.
This is ridiculous to me. Like, why do we not have, like, any self-accountability here? And guess what? It doesn't mean that these guys are going to stop doing it. It just means they're going to start doing it underground again, and then they can get away with it easier. Now, at least, we're catching these guys doing these things, and I understand a little bit why they took it away from college, because people harassing these college kids online or whatnot. How about we go find those people and put them in jail? Like,
we can do that too.
I mean, that's just ridiculous to me. Like, I don't understand it. I hope that the people say no to this and they don't let this happen. Like, Emmanuel Clase, Luis Ortiz, shame on you, but you got caught. Maybe you were doing this before and you weren't getting caught. So I hate this. Let people. Just ridiculous to me.
I also think if it's kind of like if you want something to stop, be very punitive with the penalty. Yeah. So in the case of if it is proven that those guys did it and it's known and they can prove it, like 2-year ban for baseball. Like
lifetime
or lifetime. Do lifetime. Like whatever it's going to be.
The ban.
It's got to be very significant so that people understand. Man, you do that. You can do it once and you're out. Like that's the way it's got to be.
I have a buddy that just came back from China. And he was like, it's so crazy how busy it is and how many people are there, but how clean it is, how clean the streets are. That's because if you litter, they throw you in jail.
Right. You have stiff penalties.
I'd vote for that if that's what you wanted to do. You litter, jail.
Jail.
Charles Barkley joined the guys on Pardon My Take. He did not hold back how he thought TNT handled losing the National Basketball Association.
I love the fans. I love them being out here. I love them enjoying it. That energy, like you said, you do feel it. You know, you feel the excitement. You feel everyone.
Hold on a second. That's not Charles Barkley. Did somebody go over my clip?
Someone saved over it with Ohio State defensive coordinator Matt Patricia.
Oh my goodness!
I have a name, but I will not do it to
because I've seen the email.
Yeah.
Well, that's a daggone shame because I can't even play it off the computer because there's things I had to bleep out. So
I could read it, and I'll try to not say the naughty words. Basically, Barkley says, I thought TNT boss did a bad job. Did an awful job keeping us abreast. Give you an example, like we were playing golf during the playoffs, and we were reading the internet if we were going to get fired or not. Which is not great. Thing or not a thing.
Yeah, look, I understand, and we all kind of bemoan the fact that you're going to lose that, but turns out you're not. And this I'm going to say this is not a thing because we are all still going to get inside the NBA.
Yep.
That show is going to continue on. It doesn't really matter to me if it's on ESPN or TNT. I don't really care. I'm still going to get I'm still going to get inside the NBA. I think what happened was David Zaslav, who runs that whole operation, viewed the price they were paying for basketball did not make sense for his business. And he was probably right. Because it's an incredible amount of inventory, but from a rating standpoint, it's not the behemoth that you're paying for. They have the second highest rights fee to the NFL in the NBA. And so I see why he was like, yeah, we're good. So I think Chuck's sour grapes on it, I understand it, but the reality is it won't change for the rest of us much at all, because if you want to watch inside the NBA, you can.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm still a little upset here that my clip went away, but
Banks shook.
But yeah, like I understand why Barkley's mad. He wanted more communication in the progress from them, and it's not going to change anything for any of us. And hopefully, it doesn't change anything from the show. Hopefully, ESPN lets them be what has made them so great, and all of us want to watch them and put eyeballs on that. But I get it. Like, you just want communication in life, right? We all want to know what's going on, and when they're like, hey, I'm looking at Twitter, I'm looking at social media to try to figure out my stuff, that can be a problem.
I think that's the biggest thing. As a D-list celebrity, I have no idea how it would feel to read news about you and your job on social media. And I think that's what Barkley's speaking to, where you didn't get it from your bosses, you didn't get it from your agent, you didn't get it from anybody who should have that knowledge. You got it from a guy with a blue check mark on Twitter. And if he, in that position, now he's paid handsomely, so I don't feel too bad for Barkley.
Yeah.
But in the position that he's at, it's like, well, how about you let me know because you are actually my boss. In an interview with Business Insider, media researcher Rich Greenfield expressed his belief that CBS will likely bid on UFC rights following Paramount's recently approved merger with Skydance. So UFC's current broadcast agreement with ESPN is going to expire in December, and it's widely expected that Dana White and the fighting promotion are going to split the package between multiple partners for the next deal. Dana White referred to that possibility as likely. You're going to have deals with multiple entities signed at least by September. Thing or not a thing?
I'm going to leave. I know, Bake, this is a little more your wheelhouse than mine. I don't really watch UFC. Is this something, because what this is really about, let's just tell the real truth, this is about getting people, did you say Paramount or Time Warner?
Paramount.
Yep. So what this is about is getting people to subscribe to the Paramount Plus app and putting live sports on it. That's what this is going to be about. So does this change? Is this a thing for you, Bake, if this were to happen?
Well, as someone who hypothetically might have a device where they can watch these things no matter what, it's not going to change anything for me, but I think it is going to maybe change for some people that watch some of this stuff that's on ESPN or ESPN Plus, but it might be a positive for people if you get some of these put on a CBS and you can watch them, with the old rabbit ears, and you don't have to find illegal streams like some people may do. So, listen, TKO and Endeavor just got the big Netflix deal for WWE, and they're all in with UFC as well. So I'm guessing this is probably going to be a good thing for UFC. It's going to make it a little more accessible for some people, and maybe more people can get eyeballs on it.
Yeah. All of those things would be wins for sure. We'll see how it all shakes out, but it's about streamers and it's all of those things. Final hour of the week coming up next, broadcasting live at Ohio State practice day 2. Probably a couple periods left out here for the Buckeyes. We anticipate one of the luminary stars to be joining us here coming up around 11:30. And 20 most interesting is in fact your Ohio State Buckeyes. We will close out the series coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
T-Bone and Tyvus are everything you want in a delicious breakfast. Lots of empty calories, no nutritional value.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
The Fan.
Win big at Eldorado Scioto Downs, your Caesars Rewards hotspot. Play over 1,700 hot games. Sip craft brews at Brew Brothers. And dine at Guy Fieri's Trattoria with its famous 68-layer lasagna. Enjoy live music at Vail Bar and harness racing now through September. Experience nonstop thrills where rewards never stop. Must be 21 plus to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
At United Dairy Farmers, peach is our most popular ice cream. Although it's only here for a short time, we sell more of it than any other flavor. And once you taste it, you'll know why it wins the popularity contest. We make it from scratch by mixing in the juice from our hand-selected peaches and big chunks of fruit. That's what gives it that unique peachier flavor. And that might also explain why peach season at UDF doesn't last long. UDF Peach Ice Cream, made for you.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention, like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See, we didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-426-VEIN. That's 614-426-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF. NewmanRoofing.com.
Jerry, I've made a decision.
Aaron, are you giving away free services again?
Well, yeah. How did you know?
I haven't been able to quit thinking about your AC piggy bank.
Get Eco.
ECO. We work to extend the life of their old air conditioner and then give back all the money we were paid to do it.
Up to $1,500.
When they need to buy a new system.
Jerry, I'm getting ready to do something like that again.
Get Eco.
ECO.
When we replace a water heater, I'm instructing all the Eco plumbers to give our customers up to $500 in free repairs before they leave the house.
$500 in free services that same day?
There's lots and lots and lots of things our plumbers can do for $500 or less.
And Eco is going to do these things for free when people buy a water heater?
Yeah, whatever they want for free.
That same day?
Same day.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Give it away, plumbers, genius electricians, and gonna make you cool again, HVAC technicians.
Go to geteco.com.
Plumbing problems? Logan Services is here to help. We offer free estimates on water heaters, water softeners, sewers, and drains. Don't stress. Instead, take action and book your free appointment now. Logan Services.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Oh, these polymers aren't as flexible as batch K3.
Researcher Laurie is stretched thin.
Did you get the vulcanization analytics from V66? Wait, are these rubber scores from last week?
She needs to hire new lab technicians so she can bounce back into her old self.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our matching platform lets you spend less time searching and more time connecting with candidates. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. Day 2 of fall camp for the football Buckeyes is wrapping up over at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. Ohio State's got 29 days until hosting Texas to begin the season August 30th. Defensive end Edric Houston left Thursday's practice with a lower body injury. It's reportedly not long-term. Houston was in pads Friday as a limited practice participant. Buckeyes will put on the full pads on Saturday. In the NFL last night, the Chargers beat the Lions 34-7 in the Hall of Fame game. Cincinnati begins the preseason play next Thursday at Philadelphia, while Cleveland's at Carolina 1 week from tonight. In baseball, the Reds host the Braves at 12:40. You can hear that one over on ESPN Columbus. It's the second of a 4-game series. Atlanta beat Cincinnati in 10 innings on Thursday. As for the Guardians, Cleveland had last night off. They'll host the Twins tonight at 7:10. And the Columbus Crew continue Leagues Cup play tonight at Liga MX Cup Puebla at 7 o'clock. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Bo knows many people. He talks to the interesting ones on this show. This is Bishop and Friends.
All right, final hour of the week. Buckeye football practice day 2 has just wrapped up, and the timing of that is good.
On coach.
On coach, indeed, and so that leads to 20 most interesting. You hit it, Bake.
There are millions of college football teams around the world, but only a handful of them made our cut. Bishop and Friends present the 20 most interesting college football programs.
It's your Ohio State Buckeyes. No shock. Look, they just finished up practice number 2 out here. They on coach was the line that was set over the loudspeaker, and so they're getting a team meeting in. This is always the most interesting program. If we were doing this show in another market, this would be one of the most interesting programs. What I think makes this year so interesting to me is the idea of defending a national championship with massive star power at the top, but brand new in the leadership roles. in many, many ways. There are new faces all over this roster. There are 2 new quarterbacks. There is a new running back room. There are new starters at linebacker. There are new starters up front. You think about how long we had Travion Henderson and Emeka Ibuka and JT Tuimoloau, how long you had Jack Sawyer, how long Denzel Burke was here. 4-year guys who weren't supposed to be here 4 years, but they were. They maxed out. And now guys who maybe had to wait a little longer than they thought are being thrust in, and they got to be players on the field, but they also got to be players in terms of leadership. Yep. This is so different than the other defending national champions Buckeye teams that we have seen. It's just so different than anything that we've seen previously.
Yeah, the big thing is how and who is going to lead. Yeah. Right. You know, Jeremiah. The 3 that were taken with Ryan Day to Big Ten Media Days were all under the age of 21. Guys like Jeremiah Smith, Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, leaders because of how they play and forced to kind of take up that leadership mantle with defensively 8 starters. And for the offense, you had the alpha come in as that Will Howard quarterback, no longer. And so Jeremiah Smith is kind of that mantle's thrust upon him for leadership and kind of learning this thing on the fly is right now in college football. And we've talked about just how different it is, with guys with name, image, and likeness. And if they're giving you a check, who are you beholden to? Are you beholden to the payor, or are you beholden to the head coach? Jeremiah's got to lead through all of that and learn to lead on the fly. And there's a lot leading by example, but there's more than that. And I think, and we've talked about the people that are around number 4 that have really given him great advice and helping him to do that. You think about the program and the hands that it's in, very capable, very trusted.
I think Ohio State this year, maybe more than some, are on this most interesting list because 2 new coordinators, a whole new offensive backfield, all of the leaders that you lost, 8 starters on defense that aren't there anymore. We know that the talent is there, and we know on paper there's only every year a handful of schools that can match or hang with Ohio State talent-wise. The true question this year about this team is the intangibles, and you didn't have those questions last year, right? You knew the leadership was strong. You knew what you had in the quarterback. You had a leader in Emeka Ibuka. You had Jack and JT on that defensive side of the ball. I think that makes this year for Ohio State so fascinating. They could go out and run the table and be the best team in the country, or they could be a team, as much as we don't like to think this, that could drop a couple games, and maybe a game that we're like, how in the world did you lose that when you're that talented? Because I think there's just so many unknowns about this group.
I'm curious what you're at. I'm gonna ask you both a question. You tell me what the answer is. When, if at all, did you have fun as a Buckeye fan last year? Fun.
Tennessee.
Okay, it's a playoff game, right?
Yeah.
Bake?
I'll tell you what, I don't know if I've ever had more fun as a Buckeye fan than I did the first half of that Oregon game in the playoff.
I mean,
but that proves the point.
Yeah.
That it was after the loss to Michigan where it felt that like this team flushed the burden of the $20 million roster and all these guys coming back. It was like the Michigan game freed all of us to just say, oh, the hell with it. Let's let it all hang out. The point of the question was, last year, and we talked about this a lot last year, fellas, every game, it was like you won, but you didn't win by enough.
Yeah.
You won, but it wasn't as dominant as potentially that it should have been. The loss to Oregon, it was like the Penn State game was satisfying, but we never really saw what we thought was like the full
It just didn't look right.
It didn't, Bake. And it wasn't until Tennessee that we went, yeah, that's it. And so I think what you're going to get this year is fun. Because you know what, Bake? You can lose a couple of games. You're fine. You're fine. Your schedule is what it is. It's plenty stiff enough. You're playing probably the preseason #1 team to start the year. So you can lose a couple games, and you're okay. We learned from that. And we probably ought to expect it. I know that's hard for this fan base to wrap their head around, but to all of the points we're making, 2 new coordinators, new quarterback, new running back room, new D-line. I mean, there's so many things that are being shuffled in here that to me, this season is going to be one of tremendous fun. Last year, it was the end result was jubilation and joy and all of it. The road to get there for the majority of the season was incredibly burdensome. Incredibly so. And I can't imagine what it was like for them, because no matter what they did, it wasn't enough. And they really couldn't prove anything until they played the Michigan game. And once that went south, you really couldn't prove anything until you won it all.
Yep.
It's like, okay, well, you lost to Michigan. Well, now you got to go win it all. Okay, let's go do it. And they did. And that run was amazing. But I don't know that we had fun for the majority of that season. I really don't. And I don't know that they did either. This year, I think you're going to have fun.
Yeah, and again, it does help that Akron was the opener last year. Texas and Arch Manning's the opener this year. Now, I also thought it was interesting yesterday when I had asked Ryan Day about Brian Hartline and Matt Patricia, the two new coordinators. He's quick to throw in Tyler Bowen as well.
Yeah.
Comes over from Virginia Tech. He's the offensive line coach, but their run game coordinator. So all of that new, but the idea that you're opening against Texas, and it's always going to be the burden, right? For Ohio State, you got to beat them by 30. You beat them by 50. You got to beat them by 60.
Never enough.
But I do think just discovering this team and watching this team kind of grow week by week, because they're going to be different August 30th to September 30th, September 30th to October 30th, October 30th to November 30th.
Oh, yeah.
Those will almost be 4 completely different teams. And at least for me, I think there's a lot of fun to be had there with that and going on the journey with them.
Well, and guys, we don't
and the
know.
title helps, right?
Of course, yeah. I mean, the title relieves all of the pressure. You just did it. You just did it. And I think along with those new coordinators, what all of that looks like. The other part of that I think is really cool is like, what is this going to look like offensively? I mean, because you have Tim.
Jeremiah's down there somewhere.
He's down there somewhere, right. And Tim talked about how strong the offensive line is and Julian's ability to flip it. If it's Keen-Holtz, then there's probably a little bit more of a run option to it. It's probably similar to what we saw last year with Will Howard. If it's Julian, then it's probably more of what we saw with CJ is probably what you're going to think about offensively. So, and then who of those running backs steps up? We had 2,000-yard backs. You had 2 All-American tailbacks. Yeah, come here.
Get him on the headset.
Aren't you still on the clock?
That headset. Yeah, what are you doing
still
here?
on the clock?
Oh,
he's all
they
done.
don't look. Come on up.
Get Threes a headset for crying out loud. God, he looks
to.
great.
It's like
you look great.
Act like you've done this before, pal.
Come on, how you doing, Coach?
Is this thing on?
Yeah, we can hear you.
This is improv.
God, you look great.
Are you comfortable? You look comfortable.
Yeah. Ask me in about 20 minutes when we start to film. I don't know. How we doing?
NFLU, buddy.
I was looking for you earlier.
I know. So apparently we went. You
had to walk right by each other.
I missed you, brother. I don't know how I missed you. The boys are over there. They're all jacked up.
That's awesome.
The blondes over there brought them. I've been saying this a lot, and you know this as a guy who played in the NFL as long as you have. This is an NFL camp.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
Yeah.
2 years in a row. It's
exactly.
so cool.
It's awesome. It's awesome. It brings, added energy and juice, and anytime you have the fans around, it's good. Our guys are so good about like appreciating the fans too. They spent a ton of time yesterday kind of shaking hands and signing autographs and stuff. So it's good, man. The weather is incredible. I mean, what are we talking about? What are we talking about?
We haven't had a day like this all year.
I mean, we talked about it all the time. I have no idea. No one in the history of meteorology, what was it called? Meteorology?
Yes.
Is that right? It sounded right. I went to a state school.
You said confidence too.
When no one in the history of weather can figure out how to predict Ohio. You know what I mean? Like, we had tropical weather forever.
That's right.
And then we just dropped down to 70s. I felt like we had no spring didn't even exist. It went from just wet to straight hot.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, I think of your guys from like Julian from Carlsbad. This is basically every day for him.
Yeah.
68, little sea breeze. We're getting a sea breeze from the Olentangy coach.
No doubt. No doubt. It's beautiful.
What juice does this add to see 1,000 people here to watch? Do you see it in the guys?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And because you never want to, for one, like when you're in these competition periods, you never want to have a rep to where anyone, you don't want to get embarrassed.
Yeah.
So, like, especially at DB. And then you can imagine being a wide receiver. Like, you're trying to come out here and show out anyway.
Yeah.
And then you have fans. It just adds energy. It does. It really does. And so we're appreciative. Buckeye Nation always shows up, as you guys know. And, yeah, look, I mean, I love the program so much. Like, I'm not scheduled to do media until, like, next week. So this is all improv.
Easy
I might get in trouble.
Right.
Jerry Emick might be.
We got an hour, bud.
Jerry might be in trouble. I might be in trouble with
He's
her.
a short timer, coach.
Yeah.
So you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You got nothing to worry about there, buddy.
I gotta go grade film. I had to say hello.
Hey, buddy.
I had to say
Wait, you
hello.
put the pads on tomorrow?
I'm not, but they are.
They
yes.
are.
They are. I'm not. No, my pad days are.
That's something to look forward to.
You could have paid me enough to put on pads.
Powell thinks he can still cover a receiver.
Yeah.
That laugh's all you need.
He thinks he's
That's
got one
Listen,
good
I was listening when he said he thought, listen, I'm putting my money on Derrick Henry. I'm just putting that on, okay?
That's what he said.
I'm not.
Derrick Henry.
I love Tyvus, but what are we talking about?
I go, does Derrick know you're
I was watching NFL Network yesterday, and I saw the size of. I'm like, there's not a chance.
No.
There's not a chance. Like, what are we talking about? Guess what? I felt like I was a great tackler, too. I'm betting on Derrick.
I'm betting on
versus him. 100% of the time right now.
Get out of here. Go grade
right.
your film. Best to the family.
Good seeing you, bud.
Good seeing you, brother. There he goes. Threes as practice number 2 has wrapped up. We're going to have some guys coming over here, so that'll be very fun. And we got the categories still to hit on the Buckeyes as well, as day 2 of Ohio State football camp is now in the books. The players still lingering around. If you have tickets for tomorrow, and there might still be a couple left, scoop them up, because what Threes just said
pads.
There. Yeah, you get pads, but, like, they really hang around. Like,
it's so cool
signing a ton of autographs
to watch how these players really lean into interacting with every single fan that shows out for those.
It's really cool. Very, very cool thing that's happening out here. We'll hit the categories. Could have a player coming over here as well. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Unlike your deadbeat uncle, we'll never leave you stranded in a ditch when you were 6. This promo may have been a touch too specific. The Fan.
You know, it's not the shoes. It's what you can put in them that makes all the difference. Hey, it's Anthony. I've been a customer at the Good Feet store for a while now, and I'm all about my personally fit arch supports. They support my feet better than all the insoles I've jammed into my shoes over the years. And my Good Feet arch supports help me in a ton of ways, from overall support and balance to stabilizing my heels, and the fact they distribute my body weight, especially when I'm golfing. I literally have spring in my step now. Check them out for yourself. The free fitting is designed to help them understand you, your pain, and your discomfort. It's simple. Just stop by the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway or Stringtown Road in Grove City. You don't need an appointment, but you can certainly schedule one very easily online. Get back to living the life you love with the Good Feet store. For more than 30 years, they've taken great pleasure in helping thousands discover the comfort they've been dreaming of, just like me. Get professionally fitted at goodfeet.com.
1-800-GOT-JUNK does 2 things differently.
We repurpose a lot of the junk we haul away.
So the donatables get donated to a family that needs them, and the recyclables get recycled.
Your neighbors are happy, and the planet is healthy.
What's number 2?
We have enough trucks that we can come the day you call us.
1-800-GOT-JUNK is the world's largest junk removal service.
And that's good for your neighbors and for the planet.
And for you, because we can come the day you call us.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. My good friends over at Sleep Better Columbus want you to know that if you're 65 or older, enjoying those golden years, but maybe you're dealing with restless nights, you need to listen up. Are you tossing and turning, struggling with sleep apnea, and that leaves you wiped out during the day? Well, it's time to reclaim your rest with Dr. Mark Levy at Sleep Better Columbus. As a leading provider in non-surgical sleep apnea treatments, Dr. Levy helps you breathe easier and sleep deeper with custom oral appliances, a comfortable alternative to CPAP. The best part is that Sleep Better Columbus is in network with most medical insurance plans and is a proud Medicare provider, so your coverage can work seamlessly with Sleep Better Columbus. And as we head toward the end of the year, don't let those benefits go unused. You don't want to wait to use your deductible. Act now to make the most of it with Sleep Better Columbus. Call Sleep Better Columbus today at 800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com. Once again, that number, 800-MORE-SLEEP or sleepbettercolumbus.com for your consultation. Sleep better, live better, you've earned it.
At Dick's Sporting Goods, we have always believed sport has the power to change lives. Community happens here. Change happens here. Sport happens here. Introducing the all-new Dick's House of Sport, bringing new experiences, new services, and unrivaled selection from the top brands to a new place Polaris can call home. Featuring a rock wall, a HitTrax multi-sport cage, and 3 golf hitting bays. Dick's House of Sport at Polaris Fashion Place. Grand opening celebration August 15th through August 17th.
Cheetah Green with Skip Mosick.
Saturday, we'll visit with OSU Hall of Famer Kathy Gehring. Plus, it's the final PGA Tour event of the regular season. We'll chat with SI.com's Gary Van Sickle.
Cheetah Green with Skip Mosick. Saturday mornings at 9 on The Fan.
Now is a great time to schedule a back-to-school dental appointment. Dr. Hal Jeter, president of the Ohio Dental Association, is here to tell us more.
Your child's teeth and gums need the right food, nutrition, and vitamins to grow strong and stay healthy. Help them maintain good oral health by brushing every morning and night, flossing, visiting the dentist twice a year, and developing good eating habits. As kids head back to school, it's important to know that foods and drinks high in sugar, acidity, and other cavity-promoting substances are often low in nutritional value, and they have the potential to create plaque capable of damaging tooth enamel. A back-to-school dental appointment can diagnose any potential problems and improve your child's oral health. Ohio Dental Association member dentists are located throughout the state, are dedicated to providing the highest quality dental care, are bound by the highest ethical standards, and obtain superior ongoing education and training. Ask if your dentist is a member of the Ohio Dental Association so you know you are being treated by the best. To find an ODA dentist in your area, visit ODA.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A beautiful Friday ahead. Will be much more comfortable, less humidity, and comfortable temperatures in the low 80s with plenty of sunshine. And then for tonight, mostly clear skies overnight with our lows a crisp upper 50s. For Saturday, get ready for mostly sunny skies, dry conditions, and our highs yet again in the low 80s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
The Big Nine was a sad, incomplete place. Enter Ohio State. The rest is history. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan. Connect with the show on X at 971BFS. Jump in our YouTube chat or just send a raven. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
Well, it's in the books. Day 2 in the books out here at Ohio State football camp. One more of these open practices tomorrow. Incredible how the players are signing autographs and all of that. And it speaks to, the number one on our 20 most interesting. And it's easy to see the passion and all of the things that they're doing out here. Let's go ahead and hit the categories on the Buckeyes. Oh, come on.
Dang.
Come on. So good.
That makes you feel something.
It does.
Deep.
In the plums. I couldn't help Couldn't help to.
I just got excited, boys.
Little Ashley Schaefer. It's fine. NIL portal grade, Bake, on the Bucks.
So I'm going to give the Buckeyes an A- on this, and the only reason it is not a full-blown A is because we were so worried yesterday when Edric Houston went down. They did not address the middle of the defensive line. But I think Ohio State has been the model program for how to handle the transfer portal. They find certain needs they need. They go get that person. You need a left tackle? Hey, Ethan Onyeonwa, come on in. Yep. You need a pass rusher? Hey, Bo Atkinson, come on down. And then when you get a guy like a Caleb Downs, a Julian Sayin, a Max Clare, an upper echelon talent that any team in the country would take, oh, yeah, we'll pluck those guys, too. So the only reason they don't get an A this year, a total A, is because they did not dress defensive tackle, but A- for the Buckeyes, and they are the A+ program as a model for the transfer portal.
Yeah, I'm going to give them an A because of retention.
Yeah, kept them.
They kept them all.
Yeah, it's in that realm. I hear your point, Spake, and I think probably maybe a little more depth on the D-line would have been wanted, and I know they tried. But you have to decide where your money's going to go, and, Jeremiah might be making, who knows what that
It's allocation. Like. It's all about allocation today.
It's just it's a lot.
I mean,
would Buddy Garrity want to run the collective here? You damn right he would. Would he not thrive palling around here?
Shaking so many hands here.
Oh, God. I mean, come on, Bake. I mean, Buddy Garrity'd run amok here.
And listen, if he gets a little homesick, he can always go out to, Plain City or London or, to the western edge of the state. There's plenty of places where he'd feel right at home.
Yeah, I think he'd do
just
well
fine.
Here. He'd do just fine. Campus social life grade at the Ohio State, Bake.
I mean, I think this has got to be an A, too. I was never somebody who was on campus a lot, but there's so many things to do around the city of Columbus and around the campus area. I've said this before. I traveled a lot for work right out of high school, and I went a lot of places in the country. There wasn't a lot of places that I wanted to be than right here in Central Ohio, so it's an A for me.
Yeah, it's an A from here. In my 4 years at OU, if I wasn't in Athens, I was in Columbus.
Yeah, I think it's an A-. I do. The only reason I give it the minus is I just think the one thing that they have to consistently combat here is the weather's a little dicey.
It's a little cold sometimes.
Not today, it's not.
Today it's pristine. I do think that the June emphasis in recruiting helps them tremendously.
Yeah.
Because that used to be something, those last visits would be in the brutal cold part of the season. Now they do those in the summer, and it's kind of a no big deal. So that's kind of the only thing that keeps it down. Do they wear the right uniforms? Great, big.
All right, this is going to be an A- just because we don't have gray on the sleeves, and hopefully you guys are working on that as we speak the past couple of days. It's the only reason.
It's a B+ because of that very reason. I'm looking over. We got the team shop to our right.
Yeah.
And I see some white jerseys with the proper amount of gray on the sleeves. Like that scarlet and gray stripe is gorgeous.
Now,
so you've got to figure out a way to put that on the scarlet unis.
I am optimistic that potentially that could happen on a more regular
is the scores
basis.
Here, or are you?
That's
okay. Be careful.
I'm
'cause that's
optimistic.
a lot of hope you're giving to fans.
I have worked.
We've heard it only since this show has begun.
Once it happens, if it happens, once it happens, that will be when I say my job here is done.
Mm-hmm.
We've done it. So obviously the ones they wore in the playoff are 10s. It's the perfect uniform. When you play the video game, you wear the heritage stripe every damn time because it's perfect. So those are perfect. I'll go A-. At least they're in the catalog, but they have the perfect college football uniform at their disposal. They should just wear it a little bit more often. Which player off this team would we want in scarlet and gray? They're all in scarlet and gray. So it all wins.
Take them all.
Who is your favorite player on this team, Vic? Who's your favorite player?
Oh, man, that's a heck of a question. And it's, hard to go against some guys like Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs. But I'll tell you, the guy that I remember watching, there's a couple guys, obviously, on this team that I watched in high school.
Sure.
But there's one dude that I fell in love with watching him in high school, and I cannot wait because it is his time now this year, and he's going to look good in that number 7 jersey. Jermaine Matthews.
Yeah.
That dude is a dog.
You got a nickname like Turbo Rogers. Like that wins. Number 21. That running back room will be fun to watch this year, and I think whoever is the bell cow out of that is going to be special, going to have a special season. Now, again, this goes to getting C.J. Donaldson out of the portal. You've got James Peoples, and you've got the aforementioned Turbo Rogers. Like those three I'm very much looking forward to and how this offense operates with that. It will be pass first, but give me some turbo in my life.
I love Sonny Styles, man. I'll never forget him as a high school junior, Pick Central, winning a state basketball championship. And he was the best player on the court. Gabe Cupps was on the court. Devin Royal was on the court. Sonny was the best. And then he came here a year early, and he came back. I don't know if anybody thought he'd be back for his 4th year. There's so many guys that are easy to root for, but the legacy part of it, all of it, I love what he does off the field as well. Lots to love there. All-time big man on campus at the Big.
I mean, there's so many, right? But there's only one 2-time Heisman Trophy winner. Archie Griffin.
It's hard to beat Arch.
Troy Smith won the Heisman in my formative years.
It's fair.
And there was nobody I enjoyed watching more than Troy Smith play quarterback.
I think that it's funny because there's so many guys from like Tyvus's era that jump out to my kids and stuff. And it's,
all right, you're right.
I don't think we need to do that.
That's
I mean,
true.
his ego doesn't need stroked to that level. But like, for example, like a guy like Braxton Miller is always special to me just because I was traveling with the team at that time, and he was just an electric factory every time. But when I think of like when this guy walks in, this place shuts down. It's the current head coach at Bowling Green.
Yeah,
it's a good one.
When you see Eddie,
star of a Broadway play,
his charisma, it just oozes.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he walks into a room, even amongst greats, it's like, oh, it's Eddie. I mean, there's just such reverence, and then he just is so comfortable in that role. He's so comfortable. But, yeah, you could have picked 1,000 of them as the all-time big man on campus. All right, win it all, conference champ, blah, 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 blah. It's going to be one of those
was
things.
the word?
Was the attack. Was
First
the word.
back-to-back, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, where are you at with this, Reese?
Yeah, you attack the national championship. You go back-to-back. There's, in my opinion, no reason why you can't or why you shouldn't.
Yeah, I think to me, though, and I think this is what will be really cool for this team, guys, and I've kind of hit this theme a few times. I think this team, this is going to be a fun team. This is going to be an exciting team. This is going to be a dynamic team. This is going to be a team that's better in November than it is now. This is going to be a team that we're going to get to see it grow up. We haven't had that in a while. We've had to play with such burden and chasing things. Like, there's really no burden anymore, right? Show up, show out. I think this is going to be about as much fun as you're going to have as a Buckeye fan this year. I really mean it. I just think there's so many young, precocious talents. So to me, from an expectation standpoint, make the playoff. Then it's just about road and luck and path and all of that. They're going to be a playoff team. I would be shocked if they're not a semifinal type team. I think they have as much talent as everybody in the country, including Texas and anybody else at the top. After saying we saw 2 days worth of practices, whichever quarterback they go with, they're fine. They're fine.
Yeah.
So you're going to be in good hands both ways. So to me, playoff, get to that conference, get to playoff semifinal. Most importantly, beat Michigan.
Beat the hell out of Michigan.
That's the thing that I think that you got to do, is to go up there and to do that. All right, we're going to take a quick timeout. We anticipate a player coming over here that could be a little subject to autographs and stuff, but we'll do the best we can on that and kind of put a ribbon on what we saw this week here, the last couple of days at Ohio State football camp. Bishop and Friends right here on the Fan.
Skyline is introducing a new chicken chili. Come get that world-famous Skyline flavor you love with a new protein option. Try the new Skyline chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. At Columbus Skyline locations only while supplies last.
Leaky pipes, no hot water, issues with your sewer or drains? When plumbing problems strike, Logan Services is ready to help you out. We offer free estimates on water heaters, water softeners, and drain lines. Whether it's a surprise leak or an aging water tank, we'll give you an honest recommendation so you can take action fast. Don't wait. Schedule your free plumbing estimate now. Fast, friendly service you trust from Logan Services.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 Cars for Kids.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
It's child's play to donate your car, truck, RV, or boat to Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Ohio. They'll pick it up free of charge, steer you through the paperwork, and a hefty tax deduction rolls your way as you help provide a home away from home for families of seriously ill hospitalized children. For more information about donating your vehicle to Ronald McDonald House Charities, visit rmhc-centralohio.org or call 614-CARS-HELP. That's 614-CARS-HELP.
Come into your local AAA Tire and Auto Service and save $40 on any repair of $150 or more. Only at AAA Tire and Auto Service. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Offer valid August 1st through August 30th. See store for details.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
First Friday miracles are always better with Uncle Bo. This is Bishop and Friends.
And we'll have another practice out here tomorrow. You'll be out here tomorrow, Reese?
Dane and I doing the Saturday Spectacular from 10 to 1, if you've heard the forecast. Gorgeous.
Yeah, what a time to be alive, man. Like, these guys hit
Pretty
the lottery
fortunate.
with this weather. Like, little breeze and... yeah, I mean, I'm right across the field from us. I see Tavian St. Clair signing autographs, and Bake, I know how high you were on him, obviously, and I think about how that's one of those life comes at you fast moments, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're at Bell Fountain, and you dream of being a Buckeye, then all of a sudden you are one, and you're in a line signing autographs alongside of Jeremiah Smith and the rest of these guys. Like, it's just such a cool thing to see that first full circle moment for some of these kids, especially these native Buckeye guys who know what it means to put on that jersey.
Saw a thing from Adam King, who's filming stuff for 10 TV, that Ryan Day stopped and signed almost every single autograph that fans had. And that's, there's so many cool things about what's being available to us as fans and what we're allowed to do here. But the fact that everybody's leaning into it, it really is a big old football embrace.
It is. And we had Ross on he was kind enough to join us for a couple of segments. And I remember last year at this time, him talking to me about the biggest challenge was holding on to the nostalgia, holding on to what makes this thing special.
Yeah, the feeling of college football and the feeling
I think
that
that's
Ohio
a real
State
job.
football. Yeah.
I think that's a really big job, and I think we're at a point in the sport where it could go in a billion different directions. It's never been more popular. If there were centralized leadership, I think you could sell a television package that would encompass all of them if you had true leadership at the top of the sport. But everybody right now is fighting for their own, and they're trying to protect their own. But and some of this stuff, it's frustrating. It's ugly. I can't stand the fact that Washington and Oregon are in this conference. But by God, when you go play out there, it's fun to play those games. And the reality is that's their job. Ross, Tony Petitti, Greg Sankey, the most powerful people in this sport, their job is to make sure that while they're searching for more revenue streams or untapped revenue streams, that they hold on like grim death to what matters most, that what makes this so special. So far, they're doing it. They are doing it for sure, and this is a great example of it, and certainly the attendance and interest is another example of it. But that's really job one here over the next 5 to 10 years, Bake, is making sure that what makes this special remains special.
It is, and that's when Ross and Ryan both talk about, hey, if we don't get an automatic qualifier model, that these games like Texas will go away. I just think like that's the worst thing for the sport. And Ohio State is doing such a great job at keeping the traditions of Ohio State involved in things while they modernize and monetize everything they can to stay at the forefront of college athletics and the way it's going to be moving forward. When I hear that games like Texas and Alabama and Georgia that could possibly be on the Ohio State schedule in the future, those are the things I feel outside of the rivalries that make Ohio State so great. I remember when Ohio State played USC and how excited we were for those games because they were games you didn't see all the time. And I hope to goodness somehow they find a way to avoid losing those games in the future, because I feel like that's the fabric of college football.
I agree. And I the one thing that I learned a little bit from talking to Ross today, I think, and this is a little bit of a change, now I see it a little bit. I think what the Big Ten is trying to do with the automatic qualifiers is minimize the committee's impact.
Yeah.
So that's what those play-in games potentially would be about, of here's your top four, they're in. Let's take it out of their hands. Now, you were done right by the committee this year. I mean, yes. Indiana got in, so you were done right. But you had 4 teams in out of the 12, so the committee did the right things. But I think what they're worried about is let's minimize their power entirely. 4 from here, 4 from here. That's the jumping off point. 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these, and then away we go. That's really what they're trying to do, is minimize that committee's say, and I don't mind that.
No, I just feel for all the people who rely on that Tuesday night before college basketball or after college basketball, where you get whoever's running the college football playoff committee to come on and talk word salad and, discuss things that the next week that don't apply, and then the week following that they have to go back and be like, well, I said that 2 weeks ago, so I better stay in line with that comment.
Trying to stretch 2 minutes of content in an hour-long
I got
show.
Half an hour between Duke and Kansas and Michigan State and Villanova.
We got to get 30 minutes out of this Ward.
Where's
Daniel?
Ward?
We've been preaching the way to get rid of the committee forever, and that's just go back to a BCS formula, right? A computer formula.
It's so easy
to figure out your top teams. But you don't get Marriott points for that.
No, you don't. There aren't white tablecloths and Marriott points when you do that. So I think that's kind of the challenge. I am very concerned if they go to a play-in weekend in the Big Ten. I don't know how you can play the Ohio State-Michigan game when you play it. If all of a sudden you're going to go the next week and you're playing a game like that. I don't know how you do that.
It's a dangerous bridge. I do think you're going to have to cross, and I wonder. It happens. You take the Band-Aid off, and then maybe you're more accepting of it as an October tradition. Maybe you do it around the weekend of Red River.
Hard.
But it's very hard because for my entire life, it's been, especially in the 90s, the consternation during Thanksgiving of like, what the hell just happened?
Reese, from your entire bloodline's life.
Yes.
That's when it's played.
The Reeser family's been Ohio since Ohio.
That's right. Like, come on.
Have Ohio State Michigan be the final game of the year or centered around Thanksgiving.
If you're Ryan,
wouldn't know what to do with my hands.
And you're saying to yourself, all right, so then you play the Michigan game when you play it, and then the next week I got to play, even if we're the third, now I got to play a play-in. I got to play another game, and then we get to the playoff. And I think that's what probably happened at SEC meetings, because I think everyone was kind of in line with this 4-4-2-2-1 thing. And then you go to the SEC meetings in Destin, and Kirby Smart's like, man, I'm not doing that.
No.
I just played an SEC schedule. I just played the SEC title game. I don't want to play another game like that before I get to the playoff. What are you kidding?
I will say about those play-in games, I do not like those at all. I do not want those, and I don't think they're necessary. Ross earlier talked about keeping the importance on the regular season in those. Yeah. Well, your non-conference schedule has nothing to do with where you finish in the conference, and I know you don't have a balanced schedule in that. I just don't like that, and I don't think it's right. And then you're going to call them play-ins, and then if the 6 beats the 3, you're like, well, the 3 should still be able to get in because they're this good. I don't like the concept of any of that. I don't understand it. I don't get it, and I want that to go away.
I'm going to tell you, the concept of it is it's inventory.
It's more money, yeah.
That's what it is. It's our television partners would love 3 more high-leveraged games, 4 more high-leveraged games. Fox is going, man, we can play a Big Ten play-in game at 7 o'clock on Friday night. We can play one at 9:30. If it's a West Coast team, likely would be. And then we get 2 games on Saturday. That's 4 inventories. And guess what more inventory means? More money.
And
basically what's happened is the Big Ten is using the play-in game, playing into the playoff, as leverage for, hey, what is there money in this? The same way the SEC is withholding the 9th conference game until someone compensates them to do it.
And I get that. Just don't tell me it's about the importance of the regular season, because it's not.
Yeah,
it's not. No, it's not. It's we need some more TV shows. That's it. I mean, that's just what it is. It's just kind of that simple, is in terms of what's happened here. So that's the seedy underbelly of the sport, which I love a lot of that stuff. But the beauty, quite honestly, is walking here. I see Beamsy with a ball full of autographs on it, awesome. So he seems pleased. How do we do, boys? We did good? Look at all those. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive.
They got 120 signatures on
They got a lot of them. They got it all full up. What a cool experience. This has been a masterclass in how to preserve what is special and evolve with the times of what is required in major college athletics. Beautiful job at Ohio State. Beautiful job with Chris Quinn and all of his folks, Jerry Emig, everybody. They just have crushed this thing, and it's been a real thrill and a privilege to be a part of it for the 2nd straight year. We get you 3 things on a Friday up next. Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
Progressive Insurance, with insurance for cars, home, boat, motorcycles, RVs, and commercial vehicles at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
This Ohio State football training camp report is brought to you locally on The Fan by Weber Grills.
Ohio State football. Training camp report.
This report is brought to you statewide by Safe Lot Auto Glass and Bob's Discount Furniture. All of Ohio State's following, as well as college football around the country last year, introduced to freshman wide receiver Jeremiah Smith. Head coach Ryan Day talks about where Smith can be a better player this year.
I mean, if you look at him, you've seen him, Bill, where, he's gotten bigger and stronger and faster than he was last year. He was at workouts the other day, and Mick constantly says during our warm-ups, he's the first guy every time we run through and we're warming up, the first guy every single time. He's just set such a standard, and you don't need to motivate Jeremiah. And what he did as a freshman speaks for itself. And like you said, he may not be, an older guy. He may not be really vocal in terms of his leadership, but what he does on the field speaks for itself. And the work ethic he's brought into this year has been exceptional.
We'll have more after this.
Summer is here, and it's time to plan your style staycation with Bob's Discount Furniture, where you can find everyday low prices on the hottest styles. The comfiest Consumer Reports recommended mattresses, flexible financing to fit your budget, and fast, friendly delivery. So stock up and score everyday low prices, delivered on time all summer long at your nearest store or at mybobs.com.
Oh, my Bob!
Bob's Discount Furniture, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hi, this is Paul Keels. This Buckeye season, don't let a broken windshield ruin your game plan. Safelite Auto Glass makes it easy to get your windshield fixed with their mobile glass shops all over Central Ohio. They can come to you anywhere, giving Buckeye fans more time for game time. OH? Man, I love that. Schedule at safelite.com. Safelite Auto Glass is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
We heard head coach Ryan Day talk about Jeremiah Smith and where he looks to improve going into his sophomore season. But the Buckeye wide receiver who comes into 2025 with a lot of expectations is putting a lot of his focus on getting ready for the Week 1 matchup against Texas.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's a great matchup. Had a great game last year against them. But, like you said, they did a couple things, take me out of the game. But, me, Coach Harlan, and Coach Dave, we just had a conversation about it. Certain things we're going to do this year, for them not to do that. So it's definitely going to be, different outcome this year. Yeah, it was pretty frustrating for me. But, it just got to be a team player at the end of the day. Just let the other guys eat. So nothing too big. I was frustrated at the end of the game, but we going to the national championship, so I was happy with it.
Smith, one of 3 Buckeyes who were placed on the Big Ten's preseason honors list. The season opener for the Buckeyes is August 30th against Texas. We'll have another report coming up next week. This is Paul Keels on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
We've had an incredible year, Buckeyes fans. It's time to celebrate the offseason with warmer weather, long nights, and incredible grilled food. Weber Grills has everything you need to have a winning summer. From our newest line of Spirit gas grills to our award-winning Searwood wood pellet and slate griddle grill, Weber Grills is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Learn more at Weber.com.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium presented by Experience Columbus. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium into the press box and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium tours offer a variety of options and pricing. For more information, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com and book your tour. Ohio Stadium Tours, presented by Experience Columbus.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
After putting up with Dom Tiberi for a decade, the broadcast gods gave Bo these 2. This is Bishop and Friends.
By the way, what a slacker that guy is. Where's he today?
That's right.
Tiberi.
Did not see him out here.
No. I mean, come on.
I do think he's on vacation. Like the next 2 weeks,
I know he's on vacation the next 2, yeah. Maybe he got his hair too wet yesterday.
Yeah, that's true.
What are you talking about? He's not joining us on vacation. He's joining us.
You said it.
I'll handle
it. All right.
I'll handle it.
All right, then.
Yeah, come on. He don't need that much vacation. The guy's got 12 weeks.
I wanted to see staycation in it, right? Because they just moved.
Did you hear he got a new house?
I did. I heard all about it.
What's on the poll today,
Past
kids?
month, the Daily Fan Poll asks, who do you think is going to be starting for Ohio State week 1 against Texas? You got two options.
Gosh. We just go haymaker, right?
Julian Sane, Lincoln Keenholz. 83% say it's Julian's job.
I think there's no question that there were a reason that he is the presumptive starter. I didn't see anything out here that would lead me to believe that one jumped ahead of the other.
No.
I also didn't see anything out here that would lead me to believe that whichever way they go, they'll be fine. They're going to be fine.
Yes.
They're both really talented. I do think stylistically they're very, very different. So I think that leads to identity-wise, what are we going to be? That part is something that they got to sort out.
You've got some time, but you also don't have any time.
No. This is all going to come very, very quickly.
We're wading into these waters.
Absolutely. All right, time for 3 things on a Friday.
1, 2, 3 things.
Sponsored by Buckeye Lake Marina, Central Ohio's largest selection of new and pre-owned boats. Find your next dream boat at BuckeyeLakeMarina.com.
All right, number 1 for me, just to the right of us, we're set up here broadcasting is a Buckeye shop. And about 3 minutes ago, the most terrifying thing that I can ever see in my life, which is my children going through racks of clothes and jerseys in the presence of my wife, who does this little thing that I've tried to coach out of her, but after 18 years, or dang near 20 years, I realized that I probably won't ever. She's not one to look at a price tag. So she just buys. So, hey, I want this jersey. Oh, well, that's a game-worn Heritage Stripe number 1. That's $380. But there would be no...
Yeah, it's not important.
We're not looking at that. So it looks like I got out of that largely unscathed. It seems like, as they're over there doing pictures, but that was a harrowing moment or two.
If you've missed anything from the past 2 days of shows, wherever it is you do your podcasting, it'll be available to you, for you, about 20 minutes after we get off the air here. YouTube, you can watch any of the shows back. Thanks to Ross Bjork for joining us in the 9 o'clock hour. I was thrilled to hear him say Ohio State will always play 7 home games.
Yeah.
And not to do what those idiots in Ann Arbor are doing by taking a home game from that fan base to Germany.
That's wild.
You can do an international game as long as it doesn't take away from the home contests you have the cathedral of the sport, Ohio Stadium.
Yep.
So, Bo, I know this is baseball and you don't like that, but very rarely does a baseball team that hasn't played since 2004 win the trade deadline. But I think that's what the Montreal Expos did yesterday. I didn't even know they had a Twitter, but the Montreal Expos do. And their tweet yesterday, we traded no one today. Good job out of you, Expos.
I'll stay there. Take the Tampa Bay Rays and just put them back there. And just wear those helmets. The pinwheel, the Tim Raines, Hawk, Andre Dawson. Come on, get the pinwheels back. Those things were beautiful.
This will be my you've done yours.
I just did.
Okay, that was yours. So what I'm going to do, looking in the YouTube chat, just trying to catch up from guys who, again, we're thrilled to have you guys along with us, trying to interact as best as we can. Phil had asked you earlier in the program, what'd you get at Jeff Ruby last night?
I'll tell you what. What I got was the cowboy cut. I always do the sushi first. I do the ruby roll first. Then I go the Freddy salad, and then from that into the cowboy cut bone-in ribeye, and then I'll save the end of it for the third thing. Okay. But yeah, that was the order. Everything's great. It's just as good an experience you're ever going to have. It is what it is from a price standpoint. But you don't walk out. You walk out of there feeling like, well, that was worth it.
Second thing for me, and I'm going to try to do this without giving away any spoilers, but I watched Happy Gilmore 2, and I was so excited for that, and maybe that's the reason why I feel the way I do.
Oh, no.
But after watching it, I feel like I could have done without it. I was entertained. I laughed. There were some great cameos, but right off the rip, I was like, no way, we're not doing this, are we? And then it was kind of like one thing after another with that. It was fine. You're not going to regret the hour and 57 minutes, but I could have done without it.
2 hours.
I hate to hear that. I hate for 2 hours. I mean, just let's do 90 minutes. Let's get back to that. All right, and finally, number 3 for me. Speaking of the great folks at Jeff Ruby, at the end of it all, They brought out and your significant other is in this world, the culinary world. They brought out a replica of the shoe that was a Buckeye flavored mousse.
What is this?
With like Oreo crunch in it, and when you cut into it, like it's like cutting into the stadium. Like the presentation was 1,000 out of 10. It was so cool. It's on the menu. It's called the Shoe.
Oh, wow.
But it was awesome.
That's a gorgeous looking cake.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Almost too good to eat.
It really was, but then
to.
it's so delicious that you did. So everything, I want to thank those guys down there. It was just awesome.
I'll repost this at 971 BFS. You can see that cake in all its glory.
Awesome.
The before shot of it and the presentation, like when they bring it out to you.
Oh, yeah.
Looks pretty professional as well. Speaking of professional, it will not be the case tomorrow from 10 to 1. Dane and the Dingus are going to be doing the Saturday Spectacular. From day 3 of Ohio State's fall camp. Yes, you heard it correctly from James Laurinaitis earlier. They put the pads on Saturday.
Dane and the Dingus. I think we've got something there. It's no longer Fan Sports Saturday, just Dane and the Dingus.
I'm rebranding. It's more fun that way.
He's doing it on the fly.
Yeah.
Training camp for today may be over, but don't go anywhere. Rothman and Ice coming up next. DeVere in for AR. They've got Stephen Means to get a day 2 training camp update, and they'll talk to Jensen Lewis about the Major League Baseball trade deadline.
Hey, folks, have a great weekend. Thanks for listening, Renee Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
The 2 most mature people working at the radio station. And that's just because they wear pants. The pervert and the skivvies. Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays at noon.
The Fan.
Want to get 30% stronger in just 8 weeks? Then GNC Amp Whey Bolic is your protein. From America's #1 protein powder brand for building strength, Amp Whey Bolic delivers ultra-pure, fast-digesting whey protein packed with 6.2 grams of leucine for faster gains in muscle growth and recovery. If you want more out of every workout, then settle for nothing less than a premium formula that's third-party tested for over 285 banned substances and proven to get you stronger, faster. Go to your local GNC for Whey Bolic and get ready for gains.
Here's Comedians and Sketchers Getting Comfortable, presented by Hands Free Skechers Slip-Ins.
Hey, I'm Bobby Slayton, and I'm here with my pal, comedian, and Skechers ambassador, Mr. Howie Mandel.
Why did it take so long to invent something as amazing as Slip-Ins? I know it seems simple, but it took Skechers to invent a better pair of shoes.
Yep, with Skechers Slip-Ins, you just step in and go. You don't have to touch your shoes. And by the way, Slip-Ins are for the whole family, men, women, and kids, in all your favorite Skechers styles. Find Skechers Slip-Ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-426-VEIN. That's 614-426-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing, 614-NEW-ROOF, newmanroofing.com.
Are you ready for the ultimate entertainment experience? It's all here, only with Spectrum TV Select. Popular apps are included: Disney Plus, Max, Peacock Premium, Paramount Plus, AMC Plus, and more. And live TV for sports, entertainment, and news. Enjoy across your devices no matter when or where you are. Get Spectrum TV Select and start streaming your favorites today. It's all here. Visit spectrum.com/entertainment. Restrictions apply.
Make this your year. Looking for a new career in the high-demand fields of IT and cybersecurity? Attend classes live, online, or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
Delaware County Veterans Services, here for those who served. Located on the ground floor of the historic courthouse in downtown Delaware, our team of veteran county veteran service officers is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Need a ride to a VA appointment, facing a financial emergency? Are you or your spouse simply looking for answers? Then give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment. Delaware County Veterans Services.
You know, it's not the shoes. It's what you can put in them that makes all the difference. Hey, it's Anthony. I've been a customer at the Good Feet store for a while now, and I'm all about my personally fit arch supports. They support my feet better than all the insoles I've jammed into my shoes over the years. And my Good Feet arch supports help me in a ton of ways, from overall support and balance to stabilizing my heels, and the fact they distribute my body weight, especially when I'm golfing. I literally have spring in my step now. Check them out for yourself. The free fitting is designed to help them understand you, your pain, and your discomfort. It's simple. Just stop by the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway or Stringtown Road in Grove City. You don't need an appointment, but you can certainly schedule one very easily online. Get back to living the life you love with the Good Feet store. For more than 30 years, they've taken great pleasure in helping thousands discover the comfort they've been dreaming of, just like me. Get professionally fitted at Good Feet.